It's that time of the week once again. It's a SaturJay. We have got that ready, and then that's also ready. And now we get rid of that window and we start the ever-loving game. Yay! Let's see what we can accomplish in the world of Final Fantasy. That's right. It's toss the company. Just toss it out the window. Toss it wherever you are. We are 31% of the way through the Mirage manual, which is not bad. 43% of the way through the Who's Who, which is equally not that bad. Thank you very much, World of Final Fantasy. He welcomes you to the world of Final Fantasy. Right, okay, so we wasted about 30 seconds. I do remember the fact that we were here now. It's amazing. You don't really think about it, but then suddenly you realise that you do know exactly where you're going and what you're doing. And I think there's going to be a bit of leeway here. Partly because, of course, you're allowed to go and find treasure chests. And partly because
okay, Roger that. Full speed
I don't know whether there's going to be battles and they're going to be included in the timer, but there'll be a bit of leeway for that potentially. And then also just generally, I don't think. No, I was going to say I think we are just going round again, which I think is basically we just need to get to the other. Well, that answers the question about the battles, and
Dude, it's on.
Also answers the question about the battles and the timer. Now, I was going to say, is that a new Mirage? Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to really investigate much. So I do need to do Libra. I mean, really, I'm going to have to sort of play the game. Oh, blindness. I don't think I've got the ability to do blindness, but then again, I might do. So we'll try and focus on the other enemies first. I think, yeah, if I speed along the battles, interestingly enough, the actual clock is just a global clock. That clock is not affected by anything I do in battle. So, oh shit, didn't really mean to do that, but never mind. 666, the sign of the devil, and immediately that bat dies on its arse. Well, I suppose arguably the bats are bats actually capable of dying on their arses? Probably, I suppose, but he was sort of flapping around, so I don't think he was technically speaking on his arse. But there you go. Come on. We gotta be quick. We gotta be swift. We gotta be just a bit like Jif. It's a cleaning fluid if you were unaware. Which, in fairness, nobody would blame you for being unaware of what Jif was. It's not necessarily the most known of things. Is it down this level? I don't know. I'm getting lost and a little confused. But I'll take the win. Else I'll lose. If I don't take the win, no one will. Oh, another battle. Battles like this. Because this is exceedingly Final Fantasy VII. At least, I think. Is it Final Fantasy VII? I think that's fairly certain it is. I believe there is a countdown in that. I think it is towards the beginning of the game, where you're trying to escape the Mako reactor. Which, in fairness, actually, I suppose, yeah, this is the Mako reactor, so they have sort of brought out the idea. Try to find the best cure for my wounds, unfortunately. The best cure for my wounds is not on her. So if I do that and then do a forest nocturne. Dang it. It's that poison, that's the one that's really going to fuck me over. Do another one of those little cures. I think, oh okay, I was going to say I think it's going to be best to focus my efforts on the thing I've already been attacking, but it decided to miss, which is supremely annoying. And it's against the time limit where you really find out how well you can defeat enemies, how quickly you can defeat the enemies and not have to not think. If you just keep twatting with the turbo button on, you should be alright. I think this is the way I'm supposed to be going. I don't know, is the honest answer. I'm just sort of making it up, pretending I know what I'm doing, when the simple reality is I've got no clue. We've got the alert, 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 alert. Is that a path? Oh no, that's not a path. Is this a path? Oh. Oh, I've turned the alarm off. But interesting enough, well, I say we don't know what's the other side, but we can't go through one door, but we can go through the other. I don't know whether that blank door is just for set dressing, or whether there is a thing at some point. Vivi! Recognise that hat anywhere. Well, I suppose actually it's not just Vivi, it's Vivi and a load of black mages. But I think, yeah, you can see all the rest of the black mages are just that little bit sort of less effort on the hat and slightly sort of more saturated colour, just to make them look a little bit more in the background. And then you've got Vivi, who's A, got custom trousers, and B, has a lot more detailing on the hat. Although I think, yeah, I mean, it's to a certain extent meant to be a different material. It's not just the lack of detail.
Do you
But it's
think
still kind of
mirages?
cool. No, I think that's Vivi.
Sense of similarity.
But I don't know if you can. Oh, there you go. Spoiler alert! It's Vivi. It says so. But I suppose we want to. But yes, it looks like we can actually take a black mage as a Prism Trinity. Although it also suggests I can. Let's Libra and find out a little bit more. That's the crucial element. So yeah, I can actually shit. Well, I can actually shit. Well, of course I can. And then the black mage, we want to Libra a black mage as well, really. Find out more. So can I prison? Oh, okay. Black mages are unimprisonable, and yet Vivi is imprisonable. Interesting. But I think the wisest stratagem. Oh dear, the wisest stratagem might be to just end up getting absolutely fucking knackered beyond belief. But it strikes me as the best bet. The best bet at the moment is definitely going to be thinning the herd, because that is too many mages to be allowed to keep moving and living. Okay, so we've got Squall as a champion, don't we? And Lightning as a champion. I just want to know there are slightly more details. So that's single target. That's only single target as well, which is slightly surprising. And that's accuracy, that's healing heart. Well, I suppose we haven't seen Lightning's Gestalt drive, whereas I think we did. I can't remember if we did see Lionheart or not. And I've got 2 markers, so we'll do that. I mean, it might be better to do it on. Oh, Vivi's certainly the strongest of them with 10,000. It might be better just to sort of twat one of them hard and eliminate one. If it does vastly over 2,000 odd damage, I'm going to be slightly miffed. If it's, you know, if it's like 3,000, doesn't matter. If it's a lot more than that, I'm going to be slightly miffed that I've wasted it, but still. Chill out, Lightning. Also, I'm slightly concerned and annoyed. More annoyed, I suppose. No sign of Odin, despite it being called Gestalt Drive. And, okay, 3,600... Yeah... Would I say that was a little bit of a waste? Yes. Okay. Yeah. This is not great news. I'm not phenomenally good against these guys. I think it's going to have to be a Mega Phoenix, because if I don't Mega Phoenix, they're going to die long before I get a chance to actually use them in an attack situation. You have Cura, do you not? Yes, you do have Cura. Okay, let's get you curing her. And then, do you have any obvious weaknesses? No, of course you don't. And you are completely immune to that. What about these guys? No, that's me. Me, I have plenty of weaknesses. And no, standard black mages do not have weaknesses either. So I suppose just... if I'd left my health low, that would have worked quite nicely. Tremor, I think, is more... We'll look at it through this one. But it is everybody. But I can't help but think it's going to be sort of a bit lackluster. We'll try. I'm hoping. What I need, ideally, is for this guy to die. He did die. Okay. That's excellent news. That is what we required of him. I asked him to die, and he very, very much did die. So let's use Tremor this time. Do a little bit of damage to everybody. Okay, that's not bad. It's not phenomenal, but it's not bad for a multi-target thing. Magitech Beam? Yeah, go on. Let's try and take it down with a Magic Beam. But having said that, they've probably got a reasonably high magic defense being mages, but still, it's a beautifully pink pew-pew beam. It's fine. Also, very much killed it. I'm very pleased. I feel like I should probably start stocking up for some healing again. But now I've thinned the herd. Oh, okay. Maybe not. It is technically true. Now I've thinned the herd, there's not as many spells being launched at me. And that is better. That makes for a better situation. Although I do... It's one of those odd ones where I do have that nasty feeling that I'm going to find they're going to put a load more mages in this fight before it's finished. Also, a nasty feeling I'm going to miss all of my attacks. This is inconvenient. Just use that. SP is, or AP I think in this one, isn't it? Because of the way they've built this game and the systems they employ it within, it is always a premium, is the old AP. Although not, yeah, it's a good balance actually. It's a very good balance. You're always wanting AP, but you always get it back sufficiently quickly that you can sort of just fairly generously use your abilities, which is nice because it's better than some games where it's like, oh, I don't want to use my abilities. They're a precious resource that I need to save. This one's very much more. Oh, have at it. You can replenish sufficiently quickly that, frankly, just enjoy your abilities. Douche. Vivi is not taking any of my shit, as it seems. He does not want to die. I suppose in fairness, he did have like 10,000 odd health. So, but it's not necessarily the health bar, it's more the fact that he doesn't take that much damage. Oh, but he is now imprisonable. I feel like he's just going to get peeved. Oh, there we go. Yes, there we go. He's just exploded in an angry, fiery stuff.
What? Hey, who made all this smoke?
It's Vivi from Final Fantasy IX, indeed.
Whoa! A mirage that can talk?
I recognise that voice.
So she can. That is odd.
You just noticed?
So, kid, your name is Vivi?
Mm-hmm. So your friends there, are all of them able to talk just like you do?
Friends? Where?
She knows he did.
It's a bunch of me's!
What? Hey!
Don't you realize they're dangerous? They are? Hey, you guys know better than to act mean.
Oh, it's slightly bugging me because that voice definitely rings a bell. I'm gonna have to get to the Who's Who manual so that we can find out the voice actor behind Vivi, so I can look it up.
Color me impressed.
Yes.
And what is the
bravo.
colour of impressed?
Okay, so what can me and my friends do for you?
Oh, actually.
Ooh! I shouldn't be here on this loading screen. Now, are you casting or absorbing? I think they're casting. I hope Vivi does come with me in the not too distant. But I get the impression they perhaps knew you were going to try and capture Vivi, and that's why they put it in as a thing. Because technically you don't have to. I didn't have to. I'm assuming, I suppose, both paths lead to the same effect.
Castle can break the
But it is still sort of
Hey!
intriguing to know
Come on!
Yeah,
if you'd just gone,
Let's
I
head
don't want to
outside."
imprison Vivi. I don't like Final Fantasy 9. It's disgusting. I don't like it. I don't want it. You could have perhaps killed him just for spite, but
It's time.
I would have always wanted
Now,
Vivi.
full speed ahead.
Get my castle move. Whoa! Maximum anime cutscene. Woo! I have no idea what they are. Some kind of flying drill. I mean, in fairness, then, you've done a very good job of describing exactly what they are. I don't remember this from Final Fantasy VI, but I'm assuming there was something to do with it. Maybe this was where you did actually get your airship from. I can't remember precisely how you did it. It's distinctly possible that it was two giant drill engine jets that raised the castle from the sands. Go, go, go! We will tug ourselves free from the chain. Might be beneficial. Throw some spells at it or something. No, we're just going to crumble it. That's fine. I've got the power of engines. They've got nothing on me. I've also got the power of drills. Of course, there's every possibility that that's just meant to be... Maybe they never showed it in Final Fantasy VI. But that might be their interpretation of how the castle moves through the sand.
Yeah, no kidding.
By the way, couldn't this be that Cradle of Mako's light that has the key of Earth?
You mean this key here?
Huh?
Oh, well done, Viv.
Dude, it's
See,
the
this is why you like Vivi.
Ask and you shall receive.
It appears that Vivi had it all along.
Lucky to us.
Can't lie.
Again,
I usually
that
call him
seems
Viv.
just a little too lucky.
I don't know why. Well, actually, I know exactly why. It's because it's a shortened version of Vivi. But it's not shortened by much.
This. Stay and
But
figure
it's
out.
nonetheless...
Hey, it's you.
Nonetheless, I usually call him Viv.
My favorite giants. Your
Alright,
help
Viv.
has been most invaluable. Didn't Squall relay my intentions?
Yes.
Well, listen, I am sorry. The Federation was watching me like a hawk, so I...
It's an interesting phrase,
What
because
about Lightning? Is she okay?
if you really were watching someone like a hawk, you'd just be
I made
perched
certain she escaped. After
sort
all,
of oddly on
she
top of
wouldn't have
something.
been out there protecting you had
With
I
your beady
been
eye going around and round and sort of
She
darting
was
about.
part of this? Oh, then technically you did help us before you unhelped us.
Yeah, I guess we're even now?
Guess so.
Oh dear. Oh my, it's a dragon of some kind.
What was that?
Where did it come
Bahamut
from?
variation?
Has it always been there?
I mean, there's other
Lurking
dragons
beneath
available.
Figaro?
Other dragons are available.
That mirage
But,
that possessed
um,
power beyond the belief.
Bahamut is one of the more known ones. I don't think we've seen a Bahamut in this, have we? I mean, I suppose arguably they're using Bahamut as the enemy, aren't they? Bahamutian knights. But that might be an official Bahamut dragon. Or it might just be a general sand dragon of some kind. Figaro, Figaro, Figaro.
After
It's
all
a
that
castle.
This hardly suffices. But I have some information.
Huh?
One of the keys is in the land of naught but night, correct? Well, I may know where.
Really?
Where is it?
To the west of here, you'll find Big Bridge, a colossal crossing that will take you to another continent. That
I think we've seen reference to Big Bridge
before,
before, but I don't know if we've been across Big
dark
Bridge.
skies overhead. They even call it the land of the stolen sun. Really, how can a place not be naught but night?
Shulk's Championship Medal, or Champion Medal rather. There's no chip on there. You don't get a ship in this one. And the girl with no name also has her medal as well. That'd be nice. We'll have to pop back and grab that as well. Especially now we've seen lightning, we can sort of replace lightnings. And what do you want, sir? What would you like?
What a pain. Huh? Say, you wouldn't happen to be the giants from the hills, would you?
I am.
Wow, perfect timing.
But currently I'm
See,
the
there's a little
tiny
favor
man
I'd
from
like
the
to ask
hills. I suppose
Recently,
Lillikins from the
sandworms out in
hills.
The Phantom Sands have been getting more aggressive and have started causing trouble for the merchants that pass nearby. Normally, it's my job to go out there and deal with them.
Oh,
but
well, best of
luck
luck
would
to you.
have it, I did a number on my arm yesterday.
Oh, yeah,
Could you
of
go
course.
there in my stead and stomp out
Oh,
that nest of
boo
wriggly
boo.
invertebrates?
He did a boo boo on his arm. Yes, I can defeat your
Good luck out
sandworms.
there.
Picking up the slacker's slack. Oh, have I actually beaten
Good
them?
luck out there.
No, that's fine. It's just the way the exclamation mark came back, it made me think I'd already done it. Oh, that is a thing. I did wonder. Lost one sand pearl. Please contact the Antlion if you have any information. I don't think I want to interact with the
Is there
Antlion.
anything I can help you with?
I mean, everything, Viv. Everything. I've explained how I had a scenario in Final Fantasy IX where I was outmatched and outclassed, and Viv was the only survivor. So anything and everything, my friend. Oh, there is something stacked on the cat's head. Remove and examine it. Yeah, go on then. An old personal posting. Let's see what sort of posting it is. Organise those so that we've got them in a bit better order. Wherebats. We might have to go try and find wherebats again. Key of the Earth. One of the forecasts. This is where you have to read things before asking questions. I was about to ask the question, how many keys was it we needed? It's 4. I'm looking for a beautiful woman with cat-like ears and a tail. Recently, many soldiers were injured when the Cogna in the lower levels were running wild, including myself. But this woman appeared out of nowhere and began treating our wounds. She simply waved her arm and our wounds began to vanish. My liege, King Stuart, would like to thank her personally for her kind deed. So if anyone sees her, please tell her to come to Figaro Castle once again, a soldier recovering from his wounds. Let us keep having and explore, although I think this is the end of the castle grounds. We could leave and go to the desert region, but there's a mystery up above, so we might as well carry on exploring, wandering around the castle. Then we shall go home, pick up Shulk's medal. I think, I've got a feeling that Shulk was one of the better
I can't stand it, I can't stand it, I can't stand
medals.
it. Oh, I can't stand it. Why
Well,
do
I
those
can get you a
marauders
chair.
insist on causing me trouble?
You two. You wouldn't happen to be the giants from the hills, would you?
You've come at just the right time. There are some horrible mirages I want you to reprimand for me. Those thieving good-for-nothings have raided every single shipment of the luxury tea leaves I ordered.
Oh no, not the tea!
Furious just thinking about it. These are the despicable fiends that have been stealing my tea leaves. Be a dear and take care of this for me, won't you?
Goddamn bastards. What are they doing? Stealing? Defeat 5 red captains, eh?
Take care of those mirages for me.
I wonder what the red captains want with the tea leaves. The battle for tea time. 1. I believe that's meant to be a 1. At first I thought it was an I, which wouldn't have made... Well, I suppose arguably it could be the Roman numeral I, which is 1, but... Right, let's pop back to... Well, let's save it first. Might as well. Whenever the opportunity presents itself, we shall do return to the Ninewood Hills. And first we'll go to the twins' bedroom. Twins' room. Technically not registered as a bedroom, but close enough for me. I'm assuming we still have no mini games yet. That's fine. Right, no information there. No, nothing new on that page. A little bit of new stuff on Lightning, it would seem. I think it's just this one. Okay. Lightning is looking great in her outfit from Lightning Returns. But does that mean her soul might actually be over 500 years old? No wonder it only took her 21 years in Grimoire to become something of a living legend, or a legend legend, one of the two. And that was before the twins awakened her. Lightning's superhuman skills drew the attention of Quistis and Squall, who tracked her down and persuaded her to lend her strength to the League of S. And Shulk, we've got more information. I think we've had the counterattack one. Some of it we've had and some of it we've not had. It's slightly awkward. In fact, it would have been nice. What would have been very nice is if any new text was in a slightly different shade. So if they could either make all the old text grey and the new text black, or the new text like red or something. But either way, anyway. Shulk is a master of counter-tech, an impressive skill that allows her to neutralise other techniques and mechanisms. However, it cannot act on latent forces. This is why she pushed Lan and Rain as hard as she did. The twins' suppressors had to be working at full power in order for Shulk to target those suppressors. So why not give a heads up? Most likely she just couldn't be bothered. If something needs to get done, she's not one to sit around and talk about it. Maybe Shulk wanted to test the twins' skill and resolve firsthand, but if so, she's not telling. As you might expect, Shulk is frequently misunderstood, and she rarely seeks or receives the gratitude of others. So when Tama spoke out for her and Lan told her she was the bestest, it really caught her off guard. And again, I mentioned wanting to play Dirge of Cerberus last week. And I really do wish they'd sort of put that together and do like a remaster or something. I think that would be a very good fun. But there you go. Never mind. What we're doing right now is I am Googling Kathsusi, 'cause I don't recognize the name off the top of my head, so I'm gonna have a look, see what else she has done. Quite a lot, in fairness. Some of the more obvious ones they've sort of put in there. I'll look at the full filmography in a moment, but some of the more obvious ones in the sort of, actress known for, etc., etc. Looney Tunes, Lola Bunny in the Looney Tunes specifically, I suppose. Dexter's mom in Dexter's Laboratory. Princess Sally Acorn in Sonic the Hedgehog. Kanga in Winnie the Pooh. None obvious. I mean, I know the names of TV programs, but none are obviously sort of leaping out as, oh, that's definitely why I would know the voice. But maybe I just know it from here. Wreck-It Ralph. Television and films. Or television films, sorry. Hellboy. Blood and Iron. Played the character, very awkward to say. I suppose actually, I think that's just Erzsébet. Which makes sense, because that's exactly how it's spelled. I was making a bigger deal out of it. Ondrushko. Erzsébet Ondrushko. Director of video films. Again, nothing. I'm scrolling through, nothing really leaping out as sort of like, this is why I would recognise the voice. Green Lantern First Flight. Not sure if I've seen that or not, but still. Live action television. Home Improvement. Rings a vague bell as a sort of TV program. Oh, she was Janine in The Real Ghostbusters. Now that does leap out as something maybe somewhere deep down. I would have thought it would have been more, because that's 1987 to 1991. Now, as much as I watched the living shit out of The Real Ghostbusters, I don't necessarily think that would have sprang in. She was Kitty Pryde in X-Men, 1989. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. So basically all sorts of stuff, it would seem. Darkwing Duck. Morgana Macabre. James Bond Jr. She was Goldiefinger, Barbella, and Marcy Baku. Oh, what a name. Shocking. And then 1991 to 2004, practically anything and everything in Rugrats. Phil DeVille, Lil DeVille, Betty DeVille, Alyssa Carmichael, Buster Carmichael, Squeaky Chicken Girl. I mean, what a name. Yes. Oh, you might know me from the time I played Squeaky Chicken Girl in the Rugrats. But maybe Rugrats might be one of the ones where it's stuck in my brain, perhaps. Street Sharks! Fucking hell. Biker Mice from Mars. Earthworm Jim. Earthworm Jim. But yeah, basically just like everything. And also practically every character in Dexter's Laboratory, it would seem. Because some of these are like huge swathes of characters she's done. Recess. Recess? I know Recess. I realise it's not a huge deal. Powerpuff Girls? I don't particularly know Powerpuff Girls in terms of watching it. Ah, Futurama! Cubert Farnsworth, Michelle, Albert, Nina, and Punk Kid. So maybe there's an element of recognition there. The Weekenders. Oh, I fucking love The Weekenders. It was just that slightly closer to my age range of Recess. So I think I leant closer towards The Weekenders than Recess. I know this isn't the point of what I'm supposed to be doing, but do you know what? I'm going to carry on. Ben 10! I don't remember the theme song of Ben 10. I think that was quite obvious, wasn't it? Yeah, pretty much. Generator Rex, I recognise the name, not necessarily the program. Transformers Rescue Bots. Transformers, more than meets the eye. Transformers. Let's have a look. Maybe it's going to be more sort of video games that I recognise. Lots of the Rugrats games, of course. I suppose basically a lot of this is where the TV programmes have had games. She does the things. Taro in Final Fantasy X. Nice. I don't recognise the name of the character Taro, but still. Kingdom Hearts, Sally. Oh, that's got to be... I'm assuming that's the Nightmare Before Christmas Sally. Yeah, it is. I wonder if that... I didn't spot Nightmare Before Christmas as the film. So maybe she didn't do the voice in the film, but she did it in the thing. Shock as well. The small child of Lock, Shock and Barrel, I believe they were called. Ark the Lad! Twilight of the Spirits. I love that game. Final Fantasy X-2. Did Taro again. And the Nightmare Before Christmas Oogie's Revenge game, Sally and Shock again. So I wonder if I recognise them from there. Mara Jade from Star Wars Empire at War. Mass Effect, the Rachni Queen and Keira Sterling and Greta Reynolds. Tomb Raider Underworld. Brutal Legend. Dragon Age Origins. I mean, again, I'm going to reiterate the fact that it's practically everything. And World of Final Fantasy, Vivi Ornatier. And Rage 2, Fallout 76, Heroes of the Storm. I wonder if Heroes of the Storm is still going, because is that the one I'm thinking of? Or is that not the one I'm thinking of? Yeah, it's the online Battle Arena one. Yeah, it is the one I'm thinking of. I did quite enjoy that one. I'll have to have a look, see if it's still going. I know the one I particularly enjoyed, which was the DC Infinite Crisis, I think it was called. Yeah, that's the one I particularly enjoyed of that style of game. Unfortunately died a death, which is inconvenient to say the least. Anyway, let's carry on. We've been on the screen for a while. Black Mage, pure-hearted, grappling with his place and purpose. Unknown age, in a way, his life has only just begun. And Final Fantasy IX was the world of origin, as I've been mentioning previously. The twins and friends discover Vivi deep in the heart of Mako Reactor Zero, the underground facility beneath Figaro Castle. Do you have to do that every time? I don't have to, but I fear I'm going to. In the heat of the resulting battle, he unexpectedly becomes self-aware. I wonder if you kill him, he doesn't unexpectedly become self-aware. I'm assuming he does, because I can't imagine they'd allow you to just kill Viv. In Grimoire, Vivi is the only black mage from the reactor to gain powers of speech. I think in Final Fantasy IX, he's not the only black mage that gains that power, because there is a whole village, in fairness. And I think if I wasn't confident in my assessment that it was Bahamut before, I'm now confident in my assessment that it's Bahamut. So Final Fantasy as the Dragon King. So he is from absolute beginnings, but as an Eidolon and therefore a sort of general summon, he was Final Fantasy 3 with the other two. And Fred Tatasciore. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. It might just be Tatasciore. Fred and his Tatas. His Botatas. But there we go. I think it's confirmed it was Bahamut. Slight spoilers going through and finding that out, but never mind. I will live with it. The girls' tea room, please. That's where I need to go. Let's have a look. First thing we want to do is probably purchase Shelk.
What now?
Because I do think, like, I have no real
Which chapter
affiliation
would
to
you like to
Shelk,
awaken?
having never played Dirge of Cerberus. Which is why... Oh, I don't have any bloody armor gems. Shit. I just assumed I would by now.
See you soon?
That's what happens when you assume the world informs you that you're wrong. Oh, so wrong. I've been avoiding it previously, but okay, no, that's fine. I was wondering if that clock has some significance, and there's a part of me thinking it does, but maybe later. So I might have some money. North Promenade, I think, is where the shop is, isn't it? Should possibly go down and have a look in the old arena. Yeah, do you know what? We'll have a pop round the arena. Have a go in there. Oh, these are seeds. I don't necessarily want to buy seeds at the moment. Seraphone. I'm not interested in a Seraphone. I'll tell you what, we'll pick up one more of these, get everything up to 3. It's a bit of a weird number, but it keeps me sort of... Oh, Gaia Drum. Yeah, Gaia Drum's the cheap one, so we'll go up to 5 of them. Dragon Wing's expensive, so we'll not worry about that. This is just in case I don't have elements. I'll just make that 15, because it makes it a nice round number. I'd say the same for that, but... It's not as expensive as I thought it was going to be. Yeah, fuck it, we'll even those up. Yeah, that'll do. I like to have sort of... I like to have them divisible by 5 a lot of the time. I realise I went with 3 on a couple of them, but it's because I don't use them that much, so it feels like a waste of money to go all in on purchasing loads and loads of them. Yes, I am going to the Coliseum. I wouldn't mind going to the casino either, but casino isn't an option at the moment. Hey there, Mel. Not today. I think you smell... I don't think there's any multiplayer available, so it's just the Coliseum. I mean, honestly, a delightful cheesecake right now, frankly. Delightful cheesecake. Right, so we did the FF mascots. There's Forest Fauna, which is interesting because that looks like Valafor. I mean, it might be Valafor, but that's not the point. Beastly Burdens, Catch of the Days, Mountain Mirages, Team Red, Bombs Away, the usual nuisances. Team Brown, the Reactor Pack, Team Black, FF Mascots ×2, Forest Fauna 2, Beastly Burden. They're all the same. That's fine. Let's carry on, see if there's anything new. Hunters of the Bridge, Pirate Crisis, Lord of the Kaboom, Just Another Day on the Sands, Shinra's Mechanical Mystique, The Local Ghoul. Oh, that's interesting. We go all the way up, and then suddenly drop straight back down to 37. Never Mess with a Moogle. And again, I'm assuming these are like bonus ones. Oh, I see. You can actually sort of fully organise by level, which is probably better. Yeah, there we go. Now we've actually got incomplete first, right? By ID, by level. Yeah. I think now I've got them by level. But what is my level, pray tell? I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I'm literally going to just look in the menu and then fuck off, mate. Okay, so we're rocking a 31. So we can probably do a good fair chunk of these.
What is it?
I think they are slightly more difficult encounters than the level would necessarily suggest. So I think that one being level 14, you'd probably still want to have maybe level 16, 17.
I'm ready when you are.
Now, don't get me wrong, it's indifferent, because obviously I've got level 31, but that's not the point. We'll do a Libra, just in case, really. I think we've technically got all the information on all of these, but still. So you are a Mew, I don't care. You're a Cockatrice, I don't care. Earth attacks to create a Prism Tunity, which is... okay, that's actually... that's alarmingly doable. alarmingly doable. But what we do need to figure out first is how best to knock them on their ass. Well, apparently you can't knock them on their ass, which is awkward and difficult because I have a huge attack bonus against these guys. Okay, so interesting enough, Tremor is the Earth, whilst also being my best chance of toppling, which is slightly inconvenient. Also, yes. Now, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do, but never mind, it's fine. It's fine. I pushed the wrong side. Okay, yeah. I don't know whether it's just an unfortunate... Whoops, that was cross slash. Oh, never mind. I did it all. I did it wrong. I did it so very, very wrong. So you literally have no... I just need to double check this because it just feels ridiculous that he has no topple maneuvers whatsoever. But he really does have no topple maneuvers whatsoever. But the reason why I'm slightly concerned about this idea of... No, that's removing. I wondered if I had an item that would put wobble on them, but I don't, so... I think in my current setup, I'm going to struggle to break that stack, which is slightly inconvenient. Yes, indeedy. So, we might just have to... Well, we just won the fight. I thought it would take at least one more attack, so... I thought I had a bit of leeway. Turns out, I did not have a bit of leeway. I did not have any of Lee. Oh, yes.
Victory!
Well, we won't worry too much. As much as I wouldn't mind having Val 4, it's... I must admit. It's one of those ones where I would really like Val 4. But that can highlight the amount of irritation I think trying to get Val 4 will elicit. Because I think basically if I try and get Val 4, I'm going to lose my mind. And the other thing I was trying to note earlier was the fact that I've got a feeling that because Val 4 is a flying creature, I can't actually hit it with an earth attack. Certainly not Tremor. Now maybe the earth items would have worked had I knocked the stack apart. But it is still sort of one of those ones that makes me go, are you 100% certain I'm actually able to Valor 4? And I don't know. But we'd have to wait and see. Do I not get any... Oh, I suppose I get a Blizzard Seed and some money. I don't actually get any experience for that, which is slightly disappointing.
Well done.
Whee! I also get a feeling of accomplishment, I suppose, which sometimes is better than money. Right, I just want to double check my stack setups, I think, is what I'm going to be after. I might be wrong though. No, because it doesn't have the... Oh no, well, I suppose I've got the stack abilities. Yeah, okay, neither of those is particularly good. Oh, that's unstacked stats. Oh, I see, that's... Oh, interesting. Oh, wait, wait. Oh, right, there is some interesting information there. Tickle, of course. Okay, that might be worth noting. Right this moment, I'm not that fussed, but there was that repeat of the Balfour battle just at a higher level. And if I can use Tickle against that... Let's just have a look, see how... Oh, no, that's quite high, isn't it? Oh, 34... Is it so high that I could not do it? I don't know. But really, I mean, doing the low level one would be slightly easier on me, I think. But yes, farewell. Right, I need rain in her sort of tall stance.
Okay.
So that maybe, just a maybe, I could do a time attack, I suppose, but I mean, no, normal challenge will suffice. I just want to catch Valfor, and I don't know who I'm going to replace in my current lineup, but
Sorry, but this might not end well.
it will be someone if I can lay my hands on a Valfor. Slap and tickle, there we go. Alright, so tickle is very low damage. Yeah, okay. What I'll do is I'll have Lan try and kill the other stack, so I can just focus on tickling the first. That's what I call a plan. Oh, except for the fact that I didn't change target, so I'm tickling the second. Excellent. Okay, Lan, just defend yourself and don't get in the way. How's that sound? That's what we need in life. There we go. Good. Right, so now what we'll do is I'm going to destroy his stack friends, because then he won't be able to restack. Not that I'm not convinced they restack anyway, but just in case I will. Okay, the other thing I think we'll do is, just in case, I'm going to cure the Valfor so it's got full health, so that when I try and whack it with an earth maneuver. Now, oh, I don't have Tremor anymore, do I, you dick? Although Sandstorm, is Sandstorm classified as Earth? Yes. Earth and wind damage. Okay, let's try it. That's an insta-kill. Excellent. I didn't know it was quite so potent. But it turns out it is phenomenally potent. Well, I suppose we have a second chance. And then we'll have to try our damnedest to not kill it, because we want it. In my team once again, we'll get rid of the absolute assholes surrounding everything. Well, this time I suppose let's try the whatever it was. Is it going to be an obvious name? I imagine the answer is yes. Deals a small amount of earth damage. Gaia Drum. But that again, yeah, I think the problem we're going to have, I might have to do the high-end one. Because I think anything earth-based that comes from below is going to be too damaging. Okay, I wonder if that's going to be... I'll tell you what we'll do, right. Okay. Do I have like a sort of... No. Okay. I was looking for some kind of shell or shield or something that might have just kept him alive. But I'm going to max out his health bar, and then I'm just going to try Channel Earth. Let's just double check some of my other options, just in case there's something more. Nope. So Channel Earth.
Nice
Don't kill it. I realise that's a unusual request, but no, I think you just straight killed it. Okay, we're gonna have to. I think we're gonna have to. Although other plan is if I do the time attack, I get my level capped at 15.
Well done.
Which should weaken me.
That wasn't so bad.
It's not going to help that I'm trying to beat a time limit, but it might help in getting my boy. Or girl, I don't know. I don't think there's a sex on Valfor. It's a winged beast. It has no sex. That's a bit presumptuous. You never know. When it's not currently summoned, it might have a thoroughly decent sex life. Okay, let's try. Okay, that's not. Right, let's get to the tickling. Get to the tickling indeed. Oh shit, I should have healed. Should have done some healing. Yeah, I suppose the slight problem we've got now is I'm not dramatically overpowered, which makes life awkward in terms of survivability. In terms of killing everything else, I'm probably going to be fine, but... well, we've failed the time... Jesus. They don't want much from their time trial, do they? Christ. But yeah, the time trial was not the point of this situation. Sandy Storm. Yes! That's what we wanted to see. Yes! Try and capture Veil 4, please. Come on, no. Don't do this to me, game. Don't be an asshole. Don't be an asshole. No, I need you to not be an asshole. Good God. Do I have Subdue on this team? I think I might do, actually. I think I saw it just moments ago. So let's try subduing it by punching the ever-loving health bar out of it. That's not convenient. Nobody asked you to topple the stack, you little penis. That's right. I'm questioning your manhood. I have a Veil 4. That's all I wanted in life. Yes, indeed. Now I'm gonna kill you, baby. Gonna take out of my aggression because you're being a prick. I will quickly unstack and lose. Can't sleep. He died so that Slaps could live. Are you gonna be a... Yeah, you're gonna be a dick. You're gonna be a dick? How much of a dick will you truly be? Quite a substantial dick. You have so much dick. No. I take it was that because Can't Sleep died. Are you knowing because of the death of Can't Sleep? He gave his life so that I might have a Valor 4, and that, frankly, is a distinctly worthwhile cause, assuming I do get my Valor 4. If I don't get my Valor 4, I'm going to be pissed off. Really, I did not expect that to come from a cockatrice. I've lost a little bit of respect for your Val 4 being evolved from a cockatrice, but it's fine. Yuna's faithful friend and companion, so to speak. I believe they've spelled it like that because that's how they spell it in Final Fantasy X. Can't quite remember if... I don't know whether they're taking it as a Fay, F-A-Y, or whether they did spell faith in that fashion as well. I think they spelled the whole word in that fashion, faith. But it's been a while since I played Final Fantasy X. I kind of want to play it again. But welcome, Mr. Blue Boosh. This is the world of Final Fantasy on SaturJay RPG. And we've just managed to catch ourselves a Valor 4. She soars through the air with the greatest of ease, often flapping wild and free. Raise your hand if you're feeling a wave of nostalgia right now. Hey, speaking of nostalgia, did you know Final Fantasy X has been remastered in high def? I did know that. Did you know, World of Final Fantasy, that Final Fantasy X is on offer in the store right now? The double pack, in fact. Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy X-2, both remastered. And they are on special offer right now. Right here, right now. Move in. Okay, so... I think it might end up having to be Jaws, to be honest. Much as I like Jaws. Well, that does leave me distinctly lacking in water. Which makes me wonder if it would be better to do the Behemoth. Get rid of the Behemoth, maybe? I mean, arguably, I feel like I should get rid of the Searcher, but I needed more of those smalls. I needed more of my biggie smalls. My biggest of the biggest malls, indeed. Ooh. What a decision I have to make. Oh, yes. Oh. No, I think it's got to be one of the large ones I get rid of in favour of having another large one. No, I say that. No, I think it's going to be the Seeker. I'm not interested in the Seeker. This will affect my stacks, I know. I'm hoping what the system is if it's the little un
Good job.
on the same character. I mean, in fairness, you say it was a good job, technically. I mean, I got exactly what I wanted out of it, but it was not under any circumstances a good job. But anyway, let's get to the stack setup. What I'm hoping... So, do you know what? You can have Val 4. So there's Val 4 on my stack. And then theoretically, if we put... Yeah. I'm hoping if I put Slap there, will Slap stay in that one as well? Yes, he will. Because I think because Slap is on both of Rain's stacks, that does allow Slap to just stay there, which is beneficial. Yeah, I'm sufficiently satisfied with that. Val 4 will need to level up something dramatic, but apart from that, we're all good, I think. We've got a fair few points. We might be able to get some abilities out of this. So SP4. Defense might be the better option. Agility. Sandy Gore Prism and HP that side. Arenaceous Body. Gives a chance of nullifying damage. Yes. We'll go that route. I can't get that one just yet, but going that direction is more sensible, I think. Blaze Spacks. Oh, I was saving up for Flare Start. Yep, so I want to leave the 4 there so we can get 5. Wild Horn. Bow, 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 bow. You give me a wild horn. Dude. Oh, missed out on Joyride, but never mind, it's fine. Accuracy. Sync stat bonus. Here we go. And 1 point for you, Blue Bush. I'm afraid we can't do anything with your 1 point. You, critical guard, yeah, might as well. Yep, and get the blank space filled. And then searchers unlocked. 29, no. And 44, no. And yes, Robobottom. It is the electronic version of the two Aid Edmondson and I can't remember. God damn it. The TV series Bottom. It's the electronic version. That's the joke. Just work out the names for yourself. Now we need to save up some more for Zapper. Can't sleep. What can you do in your nut eater form? Apart from eat nuts, I suppose. Bravery. Bravery's not a bad spell. It's not the worst, at least. Tama, you got anything in your arsenal that I can get for free? Yeah, magic defense. Can I actually do that yet? No. It's locked at the moment. So now, Tama is sort of not going to develop until we get into that side. Which will take a while, question mark, I don't know. Well, you start with 3, so you might as well have Sonic Wings. Sonic Wings, fun fact, is actually the manoeuvre it uses in Final Fantasy X. Which, I mean, makes it worse. Energy Ray is also. I believe it can use Sonic Wings and Energy Ray in Final Fantasy X. Oh, Mirror Jewel, I was going to say. Why in the world would I have one of those? But, I don't know if I did everybody. Yeah, I started with Slappy, didn't I? So that's fine. I keep calling him Slappy. His name is technically Slap, because then he's Slap and Tickle.
So, how can I help you?
Another Colosseum battle for me, please. We'll do the catch of the day this time. We'll do the catch of the day this time. As long as I actually press the accept and yes buttons.
I guess we're doing this.
Sharks and penguins working together. I'm assuming that penguin is the new one, isn't it? Quacho! Senor. I'm Quahacho. Do I have a Libra? Yes, I do. Excellent news. Yes. What is a Quattro or Quattro? Well, oddly enough, I suppose I can not do what I thought I could do, but that's fine. Let's use a Magitech beam. Special beam cannon. Fire! Decimation systems engaged. I say decimation systems, it's actually still alive, which is slightly alarming, but I think it may have been literally by one. It hung on by a thread. Which thread? I don't know. Possibly Durst? That's the first Fred that sprang to mind. Fun fact, if you're wondering who Fred Durst is, I believe he's the lead singer of Limp Bizkit. Or was the lead singer of Limp Bizkit? I don't know. Maybe he's no longer the lead singer of Limp Bizkit. Maybe he never was. No, he wasn't, in fact. Or was he? He was definitely someone who sung things. That's about as much as I can say. I think it was Limp Bizkit he was on.
Okay.
I think he did have a Limp Bizkit. But, you know, he went to the doctor and got it sorted out. Well, that's what you do. Whoops, that's not what I'd intended. But then again, he did sort of... Yeah, it worked out in the end. That's fine. Yay! Now let's dispense swift justice to the Sharky boys. And then we will cure the Quacho with my healing spells. Cure the little Quacho. And then what we'll do is we will not do what I thought we could do because I don't have the ability I thought I had. Because that's on the other stack. Of course it is. Oh, interesting. Misdirection. I should have paid more attention. No, I think anything I do other than try to imprison it is probably going to kill it. It will be an insta-kill. Ah, you bastard. Get in my cube. My cube is amazing. Give it a lick. It tastes like jelly. With a wave of my hand. Hey! There we go. He just needed to be sung into the cube. If you ever have trouble getting someone inside of a cube, sing them in and they will turn up. A penguin like Mirage specialises in water magic and counterattacks. Oh, and if you've been wondering, it's named after its cry and not crying its name. Quacho! Senor, I have many a fine Quacho. No, I'm happy not to take the penguin with me. I can leave the penguin behind.
Oh,
ho. How dare you?
Predictable.
Rain turns up and he just goes, oh. She ain't no ho, motherfucker. Because he ain't no motherfucker. Motherfucker. Attempt the mountain range. We should still be well within our level capabilities at the moment. Or not, if Ifrit turns up. Nobody invited Ifrit. We didn't invite Shiva either.
Wait, what are you two doing here?
huh? Right back at you.
Well, it's like... Oh, I know. Didn't you used to call it a part-time job?
I've got a feeling she might be an extra large.
Burgers at some fast food joint? Hey, it is what it is.
Despite her slender
hope
body.
that you're ready
No,
to go through us.
joke. She's an XL creature, which means you do that sort of special summon with it. I don't know whether I can actually try and capture them in this round, but we'll give it an old college try. I mean, probably not. We didn't exactly expect them to come here. Interesting. I don't know if I've got an Ifrit Prism, but I think I do have fire attacks. No, not on me. Excellent. I mean, I've always got the items, so it's not so bad. So yeah, what we'll do is we'll try and... Yeah, oh no, not a bomb core. Bomb fragment, yes. Bomb core, not so much. So he resists it, but it opens up the thing. And then, do you know what? We'll try and beam cannon him. Because then that'll do a fairly... Oh, no, okay, we're going to not do that. Interesting. I'm... now I'm confused. Wait, no, I'm really confused. I can't seem to... I'm seriously confused right now. Now I'm also going all manner of wrong way round. If only I'd pushed the other button first. Okay. What? How strange. Oh, I think I may have just killed her instantly. That might be the problem. Okay, that's not too bad. I just want to... not weaken it that much. Well, technically, yeah, I probably do want to weaken it that much, but still. Yeah, no, I actually insta-killed Shiva, which... Oh, you Billy bullshitter. Don't be like that. Fine. I suppose I will have to use another... Oh, he actually doesn't absorb it. I thought he absorbed it. Which would have been a thorough absolute arse ache. Yeah. Come on. Get in the cube. Yes, please. I need you. If I can get you, that's another summon on my side. Unfortunately, now I really don't know who to get rid of. Because it's definitely... I think both Shiva and Ifrit are XLs. Oh no, he is just a large. Oh, in that case, fuck. He's going straight in the team, and I don't know who to get rid of. Anyway. One of the Pleiad 7. His powerful flames eradicate all foes. Famous among even the laziest of the FF faithful, since he usually shows up early in the story. Ooh, feels called out for anybody who gets bored part way. Sui Generis. This unique soul belongs to Ifrit from the main story. Nice. Angry, angry man. Take the Mirage with me, yes please. But who to dispense with now? I suppose I could get rid of Jay, because Jay's based on fire. And as much as it's my name, I'm not that fast to keep him. I think that makes the most logical sense, because Ifrit can dish out the flames. But yeah, slightly annoying that I missed out on Shiva, because I might have been able to get Shiva as well, but yeah. But arguably we could have another go. I don't know whether they're going to turn up in the same fight again or not. No. I think that was a special battle. Special potential. Might not necessarily be one off, but certainly it's not going to just be them again, I don't think.
Come on, bring it. Let's begin.
Should definitely have... Oh, fucking iron guard things. I know what I mean, even if you don't. Let's do a Libra. I think they might just be iron. Oh, it's a mithril giant, so not what I thought anyway. But yeah, I think they are. They're also known as iron giants at some point as well. Early on in the game, they're iron giants. Mithril giants would be later, I suppose, because mithril tends to be seen as bigger and better. Use magical enhancements. Well, I suppose let's have a look. Do I have any magical enhancements? I don't think... I'm not convinced. No, charge is a self... Oh, it says it there. Self only, so no, I don't think I've got any magical improvements I could put on them. Don't you sling your big thing at me. Oh, I'd really rather you didn't. Sonic Wings! Oh, he's weak to it. Oh, do I have my friend? Yeah. If he's weak to wind, my Moogle friend can muster the capacity to do a heavy volume of slaughter. Use your Sonic Wings once again. Hyah! Those wings were made of Sonic, because I skinned him alive. Now he doesn't know what he's gonna do to thrive. Tell you what, I happened to see the trailer for Sonic 2, and it does look rather delightful. Ba 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 ba. Because they've managed to get Dr. Robotnik a little bit more, even more closer to the original character design.
Good job.
I think that's really quite nice. It's really very good. Really quite something. Team Red, yeah. Actually, well, arguably we don't want to do this with Team Red, but what I think I want to do immediately is stack setup. There we go. I want to, unfortunately, Robo-Bottom, you're going there. Oh, there we go. That is what I was remembering. That he holds you in a hand. But I must admit, I thought he was an XL, and therefore he held one of the twins in one hand and one of the twins in the other hand. But yeah, you can see he's got a little star, because he is the Ifrit. He ain't just any old Ifrit. That's the Ifrit. He's on my team, and he's doing well, because he is straight from hell. I mean, he is a giant fire monster, so the sentiment made sense.
So, how can I help you?
You can let me into the Colosseum for another couple of battles, at least. Yeah, we can probably get up to the usual nuisances, I would think. Not that this is hugely important, I'm just sort of randomly doing battles. I just suddenly thought I've not done Colosseum for a while, so I'll have a go. I suppose let's have a look at the stack settings. Yeah, water, as was loosely expected. But there you go. I suppose we could try misdirection. I don't know what that's going to be. Oh, it's energy ray, and then we slap him from behind. You get energy ray from the front, then slap from behind. Oh shit! Yeah, of course this is going to be new abilities and fire. Oh no, they're not going to take. Are they going to take any? No, they're not going to take. In fact, they're going to absorb it, I think, in that statement. As I had predicted, bringing a fire stack to this fight, not my best maneuver. Especially the other issue we've got is both Ifrit and Valefor are level 1, I believe. Might be mistaken about Ifrit, but Valefor is definitely level 1. Which, unfortunately, means they're not bringing a lot to the stats. And they're not getting experience from these fights either. Which means they're not catching up. Which basically means we're all sort of slightly shit out of luck. Oh, you're confused. That's the problem. I did wonder. And you're also taking blaze spikes all over the place, which is not hugely useful. Let's use a Cura. It's a shame I can't get rid of that bloody thing, but no, I mean, in fairness, I might not have any control over her at the moment, but she is still kicking the shit out of the enemies, which is good. Oh no, she's just hit herself. But in fairness, hitting an enemy or hitting yourself is the optimal desire when it comes to confusion in these games. Because, of course, if you hit the enemy, you're still doing damage. You're still heading towards victory. But if you hit yourself, you snap out of the confusion. Not the same for Pokemon, though. And arguably not the same for all of them. And, you know, it's never always the same with every game. But in like a Final Fantasy and certain other JRPGs, if you can smash the enemy or smash yourself, that is the optimal situation. The least optimal situation, of course, is smashing your allies. Because, of course, you're going to do damage to them, and that's not great news.
Good job.
But whilst I am not gaining experience, what I might just do is I'll pop them into big form, and then I'll be slightly more powerful to go against these enemies, which I think could be construed as useful. Oh, there we go. I had a feeling we were sort of not rocking the specific leveling That's down. Boko and family. Where the topaz gleams. Fighter type 3. That looks interesting. The Santa wannabe. Well, it's technically, I suppose, arguably, yeah, it is a week away from Christmas. So let's do the Santa wannabe. And spoiler, probably not going to be doing a SaturJay RPG next week. But there are the tiny little Santa friends. Slowly updating computer hype. Oh dear. Let's hope it does update. I mean, I can't imagine a reason why it wouldn't, but you know, I can't help it. I do find myself, whenever I have to do one of those updates, I do find myself going, please don't fuck it, please don't fuck it, please don't fuck it. Especially the worst update you'll ever do, and I don't know whether it's exclusively laptops or whether you would do it on a desktop as well, but certainly, you know, having used the laptop, the worst update I have ever encountered is flashing the BIOS, which sounds rude, but it's not. I'm going to tactically unstack because they're quite weak and I want to try and capture one. I don't think a full stack attack, I think, is going to kill them. In fairness, a full non-stack attack just killed that one. Okay, you missed. Excellent. So we're going to do the unstack trick again in the hopes that we don't kill. Whoa there, Mew! I think Can't Sleep got angry at the situation. Hey, there we go. We might actually be able to capture Christmas instead of kill Christmas. Now, however, we do need to... Well, it's slightly better to go back to stacks. Because if you don't go back to stacks, you know, you got to skip through a load of fucking enemies to get to your imprisonment chance. But yeah, flashing the BIOS is just nasty looking. Really does, like, any second it looks like it's gonna fuck up and leave you with a very expensive brick. Fortuitously, it's not happened. Touch wood. Touch many woods. Touch Tiger Woods. He'd probably like it. Touch Elijah Woods. He might give you his ring. Ho, ho, ho. Have you been naughty or nice? Because this jolly little Tombury relative has got a lot more to dish out than just coal. Good thing it's somewhat resistant to fire, especially if it's planning on jumping down any chimneys. I suppose we should name him. We'll name him Santa. I tell you, we're going to name him Santa Berry. Santa Berry, I want you down do. Santa Berry, he's coming down your chimney tonight. Ooh, Santa Berry, I didn't know I'd go this high. I may have... I'm not actually going to take him with me though. You went to all that effort. You went, let's do Christmas, and then you immediately went, yeah, I'm not that interested in taking him with me though. I couldn't give a shit about him, to be honest. But yeah, we might as well do, I suppose, Pretty in Pink. Let's try and experiment what that is, because that might be a slightly different variation of... I mean, it obviously does look like Tama. That's quite obvious.
Kid gloves for you.
This won't take long.
But I think that might be the one where you can, yeah, you can sort of... You can capture a little version of this, or you can possibly transfig Tama into this thing. Inflict sleep, I see. Requires a 2p Tama prism. Ah. Cheap half the price. Well, actually, it would be, yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? But are you getting a hippopotamus for Christmas? I wouldn't have thought so. I mean, it's plausible. But I'm unaware of getting a hippopotamus for Christmas. I don't plan on it, shall we say. Is that a reference to something, or just a random weird question? Because as far as I can tell, it's just a random weird question. But I don't know if there's purpose behind it, or reference or something behind it. Hey, we got it! We got it! We got the Tama look-alike. Do you know what? If I'm being honest, I think that might be a slightly nicer version of Tama. Because it's... As much as it's pink, it's all pink. So it's white and pink. And sort of like shades of pink, I suppose. Which is fine. Tama herself, all of the colours. Like someone threw Tama through a fucking paint factory. And then dragged her backwards through a bush that was equally covered in paint. But different paint. And no, I don't immediately recognise that song, truth be told. Tama's gone pink, pink, pink. Did she feel like brightening up her image, or did Seraphy just put food colouring in her watering can today? Tinkle, tinkle, tinkle. Don't really want to have... 2P Tama, yes, that's a fine nickname. I don't plan on using you. You leave now. Do you plan on changing any of your... In fact, actually, I was going to say, do I plan on changing any of my Mirages? Clearly, I do plan on changing some of my Mirages, because I've already taken Valfor and... let's deal with the Queen's Attendant. I've already taken Valfor and Ifrit, so... Is it a particularly known Christmas song, or is it a weird, sort of odd one? I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. Only a hippopotamus will do. No, if it wasn't obvious, I've not heard of that song, because otherwise it might have been slightly better rendition there. Miney, Miney, Miney. I want it. No, I don't know what I did. I cured. How was cure useful, you bellend? I wanted to Libra. I just got confused which button was which. Restore its HP, which is standard penguin fare, really, but... I mean, I suppose I should. I definitely need to thin the herd first, though. Not the most popular, but wouldn't say it's obscure or anything. Okay. No, I've never heard of it, certainly. Do. Thin the herd of penguins. Remove their spleens. And make... underpants? I don't know. Could you make a pair of underpants with a penguin spleen? We're hitting the real hard political topics these days. Can you make underpants with a penguin spleen? But maybe it's not a case of can you. Maybe the true question is should you? Should you make a pair of underpants with a penguin spleen? And frankly, I think the answer is no. I don't think this is going to work, but I'm going to give it a go. It worked. Excellent. Genuinely didn't think it would. Subdue. I've got subdue back. That's quite helpful. I think subdue is coming from our friend Can't Sleep. He's the one who can subdue your ass. And now we imprison. Don't you want miney, baby? Don't you want miney? I want your hiney, baby. The only slight issue with regen, of course, is he's now regenning. It was a good idea up until the point where I realised he now has regen on him, which makes it slightly awkward, because it does mean he keeps regaining health, making it slightly more difficult to capture. Please don't be a bellend. Neither of you. Oh, you little cock tease. Are you a cock tease? Yes, yes you are. You are miney, and I don't know what I'll do with my knee. What do you think I should do with my knee? Possibly put it in a brace. Possibly do something else. Subdue that bastard yet again. Critical subjugation. It's what we want, it's what we need. Why will you not get in my cube? Get in the cube. Get in the blasted cube. Now I've got a stack, and now I've got multiple stacks that have fallen over. You're being a prick. Please stop being a prick. You're still being a prick. Didn't I specifically just ask you to stop? You will not be any less of a prick. Okay, fine. We might have to work out a new solution because this solution is not working so well. Right, there's the miney going down there. What other interesting stuff do we have here? Not a lot, not a lot, not a lot. Not a lot that's useful, I suppose. Let's just double check something. Technically confused. That one, yeah. Sleep is unlikely. But might be one of the best options I've got. He is now asleep. Get in the queue. He got in the queue! I used Pokemon logic. Make them fall asleep and they can't get out of your cube. But I believe it was a 50-50 split, so... there's a thing. A penguin like Mirage specialises in water magic and counterattacks. Miney is determined to become queen, but will she be the chosen one? She and Mo would be neck and neck in the royal race if they had necks. I wonder if there's one called Eenie as well. Eenie, Miney and Mo. It would not surprise me. Or it's just going to be Miney and Mo. I don't know. But either way, I don't want you. You leave now. Get out of my face. I believe these are special creatures. They're a special creature. DLC based, potentially. So, for anybody just joining, we're not really doing anything particularly pertinent or productive. We're just sort of fucking about a bit. We're just doing odd Colosseum bits.
Let's begin.
Is it productive? Not in the slightest. I was going to try and rhyme the word tits in there somewhere, but I decided against it. But now I've informed you, you now know that there's Mo and Quachachos. Well, what we'll do is we'll remove the Quachachos from the equation. Forgot the word equation. Oh, that's alarming indeed. So I didn't actually ask, but I'll ask now. What are people doing? How are you doings and what are you doings? And that's an open question to all people present. Are you up to anything interesting? We know you're sort of slowly awaiting your computer. I don't know whether it's done yet or not, but is anybody else doing anything of note? And by of note, I'm being fairly open-ended to that, you know. Right, let's now Libra that bad boy. Bad boy, bad boy. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Exactly the same principle. Are you equally weak to sleep? So I suppose what we'll want to do is perhaps twat it once. Oh no! I did not want to twat it once. I very much thought a single twat was not going to ruin everything. But then I remembered the British government.
Well done.
Good job.
Satire. And by that I mean I sat on a tyre. Surprisingly comfortable. Made of rubber. Delightful. We'll just move on to Boko and family. Boko and the family. Oh, you can actually sort of fast forward outside of battles as well. I probably knew that at some point, but it's still fascinating to find it out. So there is a brand new Mirage. We've got a brand new Mirage. Okay, so that's a Boko stack. So that's Choco Chick on top of Boko. Now, I believe Boko is a known... Yeah, and that's just a basic Chocobo. So which one's Boko? It's very difficult to tell. I think you're the one on the end, right? I think you're Boko. You're not Boko? Oh no, okay. No, okay, it just tells me Boko. Let's trash the chick first, that'll do nicely. Booyah. I must admit, it's going to be very difficult. Let's just trash that one, because I'm fairly certain that's not Boko. Let's just check now. Yeah, okay, we're fine. Oh, that's not Boko at all. Oh no, that's not Boko. What is it? It's certainly not Boko. Tickle. tickle it to death now, baby. Actually, considering, no, probably unlikely, but considering the fact that I'm vastly over-leveled for what I'm doing, there is every possibility I could tickle it to death. But it is suitably unlikely. Which is lucky, because it makes breaking stacks apart like this very easy. That's why Slap might have to be a permanent member, which I was not expecting to have to endure. But tickle is a status move. It is. It's a wibbler. It wibbles the stack. Oh, that's right. How many do you have? I was my brain didn't really engage. It's a bit like when you try and start an engine that's not quite got a full battery. It's just like I just wanted to know what you were health-wise. Let's do another subdue to try and bring it down to its lowest. Posted the Goofy Hippo song in the thing. Excellent. I will attempt to see if... I mean, you never know. There's every possibility it will suddenly ring a huge amount of bells and I'll suddenly go, oh shit, yes. But I don't think so. It's not likely. Gazelle Greens. Gazelle Greens? Gazelle Greens. Where are my Gazelle Greens? I swear I had some Gazelle Greens. If I don't have Gazelle... Oh, there we go. I was going to say, if I don't have Gazelle Greens, I will swear. Hey, right. I'll tell you what we'll do. Cheeky little subdue, since it is your turn next. And then back to trying to capture you. You're gonna be a dickhead. I know you are. Nope. He was not a dickhead. Not even a good song, really. Just something you hear occasionally this time of year. I see. Sounds like it's the sort of song that's tolerable, but really one that they put on the radio when they're desperate for something slightly different. Which, in fairness, didn't bother the radio station that I was forced to listen to when I was in a very shit job. And it's one of those ones where the shittiness of the job I could have managed were I allowed to just listen to my own entertainment. Because at that point, I don't need to tell you this, but basically, it was, I think it was Heat FM, and it's garbage. They've got, genuinely, I'm fairly certain they've only got the rights for 5 songs, and therefore they have to play them on loop, morning, afternoon, and evening. And it was torture, because I didn't like any of those songs. They were shit songs. At least if they were a decent choice of 5, it might have been tolerable, but no. They were, in fact, shit songs. And it drove me half insane. And then I got sort of... It wasn't technically a full job. It was like a contracty type test run. Preliminary... I don't know what they call it. Something beginning with a P, I think. Oh well, whatever. I was let go immediately because I put my... I got my tablet out and put my own entertainment on. The irony, of course, being that while I was being tortured to death by Heat FM's 5 songs, my work output was fucking slow because I just couldn't concentrate, couldn't do it. So everything I was doing was super fucking slow, partially through spite, I suppose, and partially through the fact that just hearing the songs over and over again was driving me insane. But then I put my own entertainment on, and work speed shot through the roof, and it was absolutely crazy. And then they let me go immediately because of the fact that I put my tablet on to try and avoid having to listen to their things. But still, there's way better non-serious holiday-related songs. Grandma got run over by a reindeer. I wouldn't be able to sing it, but I do know it. I said the Schmidt house. That I don't recognise. Not the house with the half moon on the door. Interesting. And Christmas credit cards. I don't recognise that one either. The only Christmas song I really recognise... Well, I say that. There's plenty, but... My favoured Christmas song is The Darkness, Don't Let the Bells End. I do enjoy that one. One of many birds valued throughout Grimoire as a mode of transport, flightless but fleet on its feet. All of Boko's quest came straight from the CV's mouth. No processing or preservatives added. Nice. I don't know what to say to that. I'm not entirely sure what CV is standing for, because all I can think is curriculum vitae. But that's unlikely to be it. Because if it was like CA, maybe character, I suppose character voice actor, I don't know. Yeah, do another Colosseum, why not? Maybe it's because you're going nowhere really fast. You're going nowhere and wiping your ass. Now, if I was going nowhere, I wouldn't be wiping my ass.
No kid gloves for you.
In order to wipe your ass, you've got to go somewhere. You've got to just drag yourself along the carpet. That's the way people do it. I need to Libra that. Topaz Carbuncle! Nice. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bell socks and jingle bell ducks. I bought my socks from the ducks. Do-do-do-do-do. They came from a 2 CD set like 20 years ago called Redneck Christmas Carols. Well, you want me redneck Christmas rednecks. That's my impression of a redneck. That's doing a shit impression of a redneck. Reduce the HP's Mirage. The HP's Mirage, yes. Reduce the HP's Mirage. That's what we want to do. Is that instant kill? I had a feeling that was instant kill. It's fine. It's almost a shame these aren't tigers, because because Yu-Gi-Oh! Essentially. Topaz Tiger. Okay, so we're going to want to unstack, methinks. I've got a feeling even unstacked, your boy is going to be too powerful for this thing. No, it's not. Okay. Restack, baby. Get your stack on, baby. Get your stack on. Topaz Tiger. Ruby Carbuncle. I can't remember the others, to be honest. Topaz Tiger is the one that kind of sticks in my brain the most. Ruby Carbuncle. Equally so. Oh, it's Amber Mammoth. That's the other one. Or one of the other ones. Outside of that, I can't remember. A carbuncle that uses a topaz's power for its various abilities. By the way, did you know that Imperial Topaz is the rarest among topaz's naturally occurring colours? Well, now you do. And knowledge is also power. And it's intriguing. I suppose, well... I mean, I'm fairly certain topaz... I'm going to look it up. Fuck it. I do these things every now and again. I'll look things up because I'm your friend. And I'm your friend with the information. But I am 99% certain, and I haven't searched it yet, so we'll soon see. I'm 99% certain topaz was orange. It's not. It is. What are you doing? Go away. Go away, you. Okay, in fairness, actually, topaz apparently can be all sorts of colours, it would seem. Which I suppose makes a degree of sense. Well, no, they haven't specified a colour there. But yeah, it looks like... Let's have a look. Oh, in fact, common topaz in its natural state is colourless. Though trace element impurities can make it pale blue, golden brown to yellow-orange. Topaz is often treated with heat or radiation to make it a deep blue, reddish-orange, pale green, pink or purple. There you go. Huh. I thought it... I must admit, I suppose... I don't know, I'm not a fucking rock person. Mineralogist, I think, maybe? I feel like there's another one that I can't think of. But, nonetheless, I assumed topazes were exclusively orange. And that's why I wondered if, you know, the carbuncle itself is orange, but the gem it's holding is actually blue. But there you go. Gemologist, yeah, that would work. I think mineralogist also works, but I might be wrong. 5 cans of spam. 4 shotgun shells, 3 his probation, 2 hunting dogs, and some parts to a Mustang GT. I quite like that one, that's fun. There's quite a good one. It's the traditional 12 Days of Christmas. It's not like a complete edit or anything. But there's a really fun one. I can't remember who they are. Oh, they might be the Spinnerettes. Well, look. I'm going to look it up again. I'm going to do a Googlings. You just watch me Google. I don't know precisely how best to sort of do this. 12 Days. We'll search for the song, and then I'll put the Spinnerettes next to it and see if that's them. Well, oh, it's not the Spinnerettes. It's the Spinners. They're called the Spinner, or at least I think this is the right one. But I'm reasonably confident it looks like the right one. But yeah, I think that's the right song. I'm not going to actually play it because A, I might get copyright struck, and B, you know, I don't have a B. More's the pity, because I own a vast array of hives and not a single bee. It's very disappointing. No honey for me. Anyway, yeah, the 12 Days of Christmas by the Spinners. They not only do they get super fast right towards the end, so it's like but they also sort of, I think, especially like, I think it's 4 calling birds, and it's like collie birds, and they start barking as if that it was a collie bird. It's quite amusing. I like it. It's a very entertaining song.
Let's begin.
A lot of the sort of extra bits around the actual singing of the song are quite entertaining, where they're sort of chipping in little bits of humour. Whoa! Look at those things. A new Mirage. Yes, indeed. Let's Libra that bad boy. Ooh! Tina Sora 22. Hello. What do I think of World of Final Fantasy? I like it. I enjoy it a lot. It's a very entertaining game. It has a beautiful element of just nostalgia and reference, which I suppose arguably some people consider a bad thing. Oh! All of the purple things also fire. Welcome! Thank you for the follow. You've just harpooned your way into following a brand new streamer. As I enjoy the game. Yes! It's a magnificent game. Very entertaining. Lan's a moron, and Rain is the reigning champion of everything, because she's awesome. But aside from that, it's a very entertaining game. Slightly childish dialogue, but I can forgive that. Are you going to kill it in one, Rain? I said you were awesome, so there you go. Going to do a brand new file, that's fair. This is a brand new file, in fairness, because I've never played it on the PC. I did play it on the old... Oh, these are old cubes, are they? Oh shit, I don't know if I've got enough. I don't think you use them just by trying to take it in. Counter's not hugely useful. Could you stop doing that? Try and imprison again, and then I'll try a subdue on the... Oh, having said that, subdue is not going to do a lot, but I suppose 1 health is better than some health. I'll try and imprison them again. But I suppose I should have known these were eld boxes, considering the fact that it is a robot. But I didn't put those two together until I saw the little scannings. High potion 24,000. A custom ship loaded with enough firepower to win dogfights. Handily. This model exists to test players' technique, but if you recognize the name, then maybe you already knew that. Astrea. I don't particularly recognize the name, truth be told, so. Would you join me for my playthrough, as this game has such nostalgia? I didn't know it was a multiplayer for starters, and I probably wouldn't join you for the game, simply because I'm probably sort of... I don't know when you're playing it.
Good job.
And I suppose I'm fussy in that I would need to know more information. Lots and lots of information. Let's carry on popping away. Oh, I suppose... Oh, yeah, the arena multiplayer. Yeah, that's fair. I've just realised that. I dismissed the multiplayer simply because I suspected there would be nobody playing this game nowadays. I'd sufficiently dismissed the multiplayer that I forgot it existed, which is impressive. Even for my stupidity. Later on the PlayStation 4, I don't know if it's cross-compatible. I think this is before the dawning of cross-compatibility. Because I've got this on PC. It's not. I wish it was. No, unfortunately, this is PC version for me. PC world. Santa got a DUI and Grandpa shot a reindeer. How could I forget those classics? I didn't know about Grandpa shooting the reindeer. Did Grandpa shoot... Is that a follow-up for Grandma getting run over by a reindeer? Did Grandpa shoot the reindeer because the reindeer run Grandma over? Is that a thing? Inflict oblivion. Shouldn't be too bad to do. Oh, we got one summon that I might enjoy. Which summon is that? Pray tell. What summon did you manage to get? It is the same Grandpa seeking revenge. Nice. That is incredible. I tell you what, let's try and subdue it first before inflicting oblivion. I think that's the best one. It's not one you get on the PC version. Well, I do technically have the PlayStation 4 version as well, because I've got more money than sense apparently. No, it's because it was cheap and gives me access to streaming it. But what am I doing? I don't know. I'm defending with you because you're supposed to be using subdue. Why didn't I use subdue last time? I don't know. I'm getting myself confuzzled. Oh, there we go. You are now properly dealt with and theoretically... What was it? Oblivion. Oblivion? Oblivion. Do I have Oblivion? I don't know if I've got Oblivion. Sora! Is that as in Kingdom Hearts Sora? Because I didn't know Kingdom Hearts Sora was in it. Where are my bloody things? Here we go. I wasn't scrolling down far enough. So I must admit, I would have to go. It was for a limited time. Then I probably did not have that summon. That is a shame. I do enjoy Sora. It's a shame almost that they didn't... I suppose World of Final Fantasy had been left behind long before they came to PC, but the old Kingdom Hearts did come to PC, so it's a shame they didn't sort of update... I mean, I suppose they might have done again for a limited time, perhaps, but it's a bit of a shame they didn't update the PC version to include Sora. I think I got sort of Sephiroth and Balthier as bonus for this Maxima edition. But outside of that, it was in preparation for KH3, yeah. A status ailment-inducing disaster on 4 legs gets considerably more dangerous as its HP dwindles. The heads on the back have worse breath than the heads on the front. But you don't want to know why. Also, not a pig. Although it must eat a lot of pigs to grow this large. It's not a pig, not a pig. I suppose that's because of the hog statement, isn't it? It took me a moment or two to realise why they were suggesting it wasn't a pig. It was like, what? I don't understand. Why are you mentioning pigs? Well, usually they're quite entertaining little pieces of dialogue, but sometimes the reference or odd bit they're trying to get at, the odd bit of humour they're trying to get at, is just like, no, that's gone straight over my head. I do not understand. Serve and protect.
Let's begin.
I will punish and enslave. For those interested, and I think they do highlight it quite readily, don't they? But in the old, Transformers films, barricade the police car written on the side where it would usually say to serve and protect. He has to punish and enslave. I think that's always been quite amusing to me. I can't remember. I think they do run it along the camera, so I don't think they hide it. But it's one of those details you could possibly miss, but I'm not 100% convinced. How? I mean, clearly it's one of those details Lon can miss. Dick jockey. He's a bloke I know. Richard Jockey. He was a lovely fella. What am I trying to do? Unstack, so that ideally, unstack again. Ideally, I can damage it without a kill shot! Well, it was close. Very close, very close, very close. It was closer than close, much closer than I'd like. Well, that's a shame. We'll just keep trying. Just keep trying, just keep trying, just keep trying. Outboxes. Step inside my cube now so I can capture you good. Oh, it's Digimon. What in the world? The tune that was running through my brain. Running through my head, running through my head. All the things she said, all the things she said. Guess I've lost my mind. That's a song. Not Digimon this time. I believe it's the song All the Things She Said, I think is the title. But it's by the band Tattoo. And it's essentially, I think it became known as the Lesbian Kiss song. Or possibly the Lesbian Schoolgirl song, I don't know. But that was the whole brouhaha that surrounded that video. That still is stuck in my brain to this day. Both the song and the whole brouhaha. But in the video they have a sort of sneaky sort of lesbian schoolgirl kiss. And it's like, oh no. Oh no, 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 no. And am I seeing the games you plan on playing in your schedule correct? Possibly? I don't know. I haven't updated that schedule in quite some time. But I can run through. And they probably do match up, I think. But yes, Thursdays 9 PM GMT, British time, is Dragon Quest Builders 2. And then usually at approximately 11 o'clock-ish on the same Thursday, it goes into Graveyard Keeper. And then we do SaturJay RPG on Saturdays, and then Wednesday we do the Hodgepodge of Hilarity, which is the same time as SaturJay. Both the Hodgepodge on Wednesdays and SaturJay are 4:30 GMT, and they are both well, SaturJay RPG is World of Final Fantasy at the moment, and will probably be for the foreseeable. And then Wednesday, being called the Hodgepodge, is just a hodgepodge of random games that I think of on at the time, often mere moments before hitting the button to go live, but sometimes there's a plan earlier than that. Graveyard Keeper is fantastic. It's got such a dark and daft sense of humour. This is one Magitech armour you don't want to see in your rearview mirror. Whoop whoop! That's the sound of the police. Doesn't so much dispense tickets as launch them at you. What's that moon language on its forehead? Clearly it's not Grimoirian. Now I'm assuming... I mean, I have no reason to think it's not just straight up Japanese. But I can't deny... I mean, there's an argument to be had that if I was a British person making up an alphabet for a game, I'd make up an alphabet based on my British alphabet. So if a Japanese designer was to make up an alphabet for a game, they'd base it on their Japanese alphabet. So it's plausible that that's a made-up alphabet based on Japanese. So it looks Japanese to me, but it's actually a made-up alphabet. If any of that made any sense whatsoever, you're a smart person and understand gibberish. But yeah, I've got, as I say, I've got no reason to think that's not Japanese, and possibly police. I mean, I suppose it might be Magitech, but I don't know whether there'd be the kanji available for Magitech, but I don't know. But it's funny that no one plays the obscure games of a franchise. Oh, I may have just made a terrible noise with the microphone. I was adjusting my sleeves, and I clipped it with my elbow. When I say clipped it, it was more rubbing it, so... I rubbed elbows with the hoi polloi, and it turned out it may have made a horrible noise on the microphone because it would have been a whooshing, scratching or something. Pokemon Conquest! Pokemon Conquest is the best the man can get. It's even better than Gillette. But yeah, Pokemon Conquest is fantastic. I really must complete that game. I did do, because oddly enough, Onibushu being here, If you're still present, you can say how do or whatever. But Mr. Onibushu requested that as one of his Christmas games one year. I feel like that does require a slightly more explanation, perhaps. But I used to do more YouTube than Twitch for years. I did a lot of YouTube, and what I generally did at Christmas was I would say, hey, build a list of games that you want me to play, and I'll try and play them, or I'll pick one and try and play it. And upon Mr. Onibushu's list one year, it was Pokemon Conquest, and it was magnificent. Truly magnificent game. Again, is that a multiplayer one? Wait, why am I stacked? Oh, because I fucked it. That's why. 200 Pokemon, 200 Warlords, Warriors, 30-something stories. It was truly magnificent. I did eventually, because I think for the sake of recording it on a computer, of course, I emulated it, but don't tell anybody. No, it's of no real significance. Especially considering the fact that I did actually end up buying it afterwards as well. So I ended up sort of purchasing the main. It came as a bit of a surprise, in fact, because it's one of those odd little ones where I said, "Father, try and find me Pokemon Conquest for DS, please." And he fucking did. I was genuinely surprised. Because my father's not exactly a gamer, so he wouldn't necessarily know exactly where to look to try and discover the thing. But it was still just one of those ones where he actually managed to find it. And it was very good. I still haven't completed it though. Pretty must go back to it at some point. I unfortunately... Back then, I've tried to curb the habit nowadays. I do a lot better nowadays, but back when I did pick that one up, I did have a habit of sort of going, yay, I like this. This is fun. Oh, there's a new shiny game. Oh, I like that one. Oh, no, I should really continue concentrating on the shiny. Yes, new, please. And so I often drift away. Do you want my help for that game? I probably would be okay, I think. It's I mean, certainly very different to Pokemon, but it's very similar to sort of Tactics. I'm thinking Onimusha. Yes, Onimusha Tactics. Always get my brain suddenly goes. You've said Oni, say Bushu now, and of course it's not always talking about Onibusha. That is Onimusha, which was a fantastic series of action games on the PlayStation 2. I don't think there was one on the PlayStation 3. I think it was all PlayStation 2. I suppose arguably they've remade the first one for PC, I believe, at the very least, possibly everywhere else as well. Pokemon mixed with samurai. Yeah, I mean the samurai theming really was very fun, especially like just that general feudal Japan with Nobunaga. Is something I particularly like. One of my favourite games of all time, being Sengoku. There's always a gap when I think of this name because I always have to have a bit of a run-up. But Sengoku Basara Samurai Heroes is fantastic. Samurai Warriors is an actual game series that Koei has made. Yes. In fact, Samurai Warriors, I think at least. I think it started off Dynasty Warriors, didn't it? And then that Samurai is a slight offshoot, potentially. But the old... Rinky-Dinky? No. The old Sengoku Basara Samurai Heroes is very much based on the same style of gameplay as Samurai Warriors. That sort of, I'm a superpower house, you're nothing to me, I'm going to make swathes through your troops until finally a fellow warlord is up to the task of taking me down. A rare white chocobo. Sadly, you won't get a fat chocobo by transfiguring this guy. We had to save something for next time. Oh, game! You've reminded me that there was never a sequel to this. But they clearly wanted one. Boo. Boo hiss boo. Disney Warriors is the Three Kingdoms. Samurai Warriors is Nobunaga ambition of collecting. Ah. I think Sengoku Basara is very much the Nobunaga, because I think you can play as Nobunaga in Sengoku Basara. Oh, well, no, tell a lie. Sengoku Basara you cannot. Devil Kings, I believe you can, because I think Nobunaga is the titular Devil King. Leave it with Seraphi, because I'm not interested in my white chocolate chocobo. Actually, I would be very interested in a white chocolate chocobo.
Well done.
If they were to sell chocolate chocobos, I would definitely have one of those. I wonder if they do at Easter. I've never seen them, but then again, I don't necessarily look on the Square Enix shop for every single occasion. But it's still one of those odd little ones where they're missing a trick if they don't sell chocolate chocobos at Easter.
No kid gloves for you.
This won't take long.
I mean, in fairness, they don't have to just limit it to Easter. Just chocolate chocobos all year round would probably be quite nice. Right, let's Libra these bad chests. Horrible little things. Reduce the old HP. Nice and simple. Nice and simple. Usual tactics apply. Wipe out 2. Then we'll unstack and try and have a poo. Yeah, I know. It rhymed, didn't it? What more do you want? Oh, Tama. Tama, Tamilian. You come and go. A Moogle cheesecake? I don't remember a Moogle cheesecake from 15. I know they did a lot of recipes, but holy shit, I don't remember the Moogle cheesecake. Let's see if I'm going to look that up.
That wasn't so bad.
Have Google, we'll Google it. Because I'm assuming it wasn't meant to be made. Oh, Square Enix main event. Or, yeah, Square Enix event. That's probably why I never got it. Because I don't really do much in the way of events of any kind. I would try, it's just frequently they pass me by and it's like, I don't know where did that go? I have no idea. Oh, I see, it's actually meant to be like Koopo berries or some such. Koopo berry cheesecake. I mean, that does look tasty, in fairness. Now I'm just distracted looking at, especially like little Moogle cupcakes as well people have made. But yeah, that looks delicious. And as I say, I'm assuming I figured it probably wasn't after Moogle berry cheesecake. Strawberry, blueberries, raspberries, nice. Real nice. My favourite cheesecake was always Bailey's. Not necessarily an official Bailey's cheesecake, because I think there was one. But how many of these sort of like special ones have we got? Quite a few, actually. Oh, test of might. Test your might. Oh, an armour gem. Actually, I'll tell you what, have we? I don't suppose we've got any other armour gems from these, have we? Because I did want a second armour gem. So... no, we can't. Yeah, there's one armour gem there. Oh, there's another armour gem. And we might be able to do that test of might too. I'll tell you what, let's try these tests of might. Get 2 armour gems and we might be able to get that Shulk. Is their name Shulk? I don't know. Something along those lines, isn't it?
Let's make this quick.
We might be able to get her little gem after all. Or, I mean, there's every possibility that Rain doesn't want that gem and has decided to miss instead. I'm told to get going. I do stream a few games myself. If you ever want to stop by, I'll try and check it out at some point. Not streaming now, as I have to wait for Wi-Fi to be scrabbled due to the snow. My word, you've got snow. I suppose arguably it's probably unlucky if it's destabilising the Wi-Fi, but I always like a little bit of snow. Although, granted, at the moment I wouldn't want snow. Primarily because I've got the door open, which I know sounds a bit daft in winter, but there's a good reason I currently have a door open, and it's because I need ventilation. Not me personally. Me personally, I need the fucking door closed and the fucking heating on. But I have a project running at the moment that requires ventilation, and therefore it requires a degree of the door open. Oh, you don't just get 1 armor gem. You get 4 armor gems.
Well done.
Well, in that case, I don't actually need to do the other one, but I made the plan now, so I kind of have to execute the plan. Have to execute the plan. But yes, thank you for coming round, Tina Sora. Doing Binding of Isaac, that's quite a fun one. I am awful at Binding of Isaac, though. I mean, I like it as a game. I really like it. And if you really want to discuss Binding of Isaac, Onibushu's the boy for you. I say that.
Let's begin.
Might be girl for you. No, I think it is boy, but in fact, yes, because we found out your name last week.
Alrighty, let's go.
Not that that makes a difference. I'd like to point out. I'm babbling now, but I regretted saying the word boy, and so I tried to get out of the situation, and I just dug the hole a bit deeper. But in fairness, if you dig the hole deep enough, you'll end up on the other side of the planet, and therefore well away from the original situation. So keep on digging. Keep on digging. Let's try and whack that, but I'm assuming, yeah, I was going to say, this is actually going to be a fight that I have to give a shit about. So I might need to actually take into account their weaknesses and stuff. Wind! No, I don't have a Moogle on my head. The one occasion... Oh, but I do have lightning available because I've got Zapper. Thunder, 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 thunder pants. Everybody's got thunder pants. Okay. And Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I absolutely adored that one. Although I do still need to go back and do some of the Next Op DLC. And the new crossover thing sounds quite entertaining. The Cassandra stuff. That sounds like it's gonna be quite entertaining. I say that. I haven't really heard anything about it. It looks like it'll be entertaining enough. And Cassandra was very, very good. I did enjoy it. It's weird. You can choose which of the two you want to be, Alexios or Cassandra. And for me, in the Roman one, it's always Cassandra. Because it just feels like the right choice for that game. But then, the male Eivor for the Viking one, that just felt like the right choice to me. And I think I'm in the minority on that occasion. But yeah, it's a weird idea that it feels like there's a right and wrong choice between them, because there's not. It's just, for me, it felt like the right one. You gotta go. That's fair enough. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you may return in the future. Goodbye for now. For now. Tina Sora 22, the 22nd of the Tina Soras. I've got a teeny Sora, and he's only 22. I need to cure myself. I no longer have Cure Up. I should really have paid more attention to my stat capabilities, really, but oh well. I could have sworn you have Cure. Do you not have Cure at all? You do not have Cure at all. Well, in that case, you can Bravery yourself and keep whacking. That's what you need, because the boy is taking care of the cures. Well, the boy's going to have to take care of more cures, which is unfortunate, because every time he takes care of a cure, he drains a little bit more AP. Shocking Breath. Nasty. Unnecessary. Want to know how I made that song sound with how my voice is? I don't know. I just make random noises. Do 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 do. Ba 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 da ba da boo. What do I want to do? I'll probably heal, really, but then Lan's coming. Well, Lan hasn't got any AP. What sort of... Oh! You've taken very little damage. I think a tickling is in order. Made me think of the Great Mighty Pooh. Interesting. I suppose, in fairness, that was a musical number, wasn't it? You are wibbling like a good one. I'm going to have to do what I don't like doing, game. You know I don't like doing this. I'm going to use an item. Boo hiss boo. Boo hiss boo. Nobody likes using items. Go, Slap! Give them the tickle. Yes, maximum ticklage. You will suffer my tickling. Let's try and bully the weakest element while he sat on the floor. But yes, I do tend to go into the tune. Well, I go into an approximation of the tune. Or I just make strange noises, of course. That's another key factor in this stream. Strange singing, dodgy singing, strange noises. That's generally how this sort of well, I feel like we could have fun with Final Fantasy. I mean, Final Fantasy is always fun. Final Fantasy is every bit as fun as it can be. Armor Gems times 4. Let's go deal with my doings that I said I was going to deal with. But that item might be needed later. Don't tell me that. I don't need to know that sort of thing. I mean, certainly that's Onibushu, who is extremely good at many things, I'm sure, but specifically Binding of Isaac. There we go. Have you... I don't think you've quite 100%ed all the achievements just yet, have you? You've... Or did you? I can't remember. I think you were still working on it last time I recall. There were a couple of just... Ooh, nasty little bastards that were sort of just putting up a little bit more of a fight than was entirely needed. But yes, Onibushu, I believe, is verging on, if not having actually done 100% of the game Binding of Isaac. Don't know why I keep struggling with the name Binding of Isaac, but never mind. Hardest for Plat, Binding of Isaac, but I need all the help for it, yeah. As I say, I am absolutely dreadful at that one. Yes, I'm not currently interested in jewels. Might be quite fun to have a go with the jewels, but at the moment... Oh, 30 achievements left. I mean, in fairness, that's not bad, considering the amount of achievements that's got. Plus, what the achievements are actually asking you to do. But, still. Prisms... Oh yeah, we missed the Mo, that's fine. I'm not that fussed. Let's just give that another organise, just in case. And now, Championes! Well, I always do like Squall. For what she dishes out, two gauge cost is... it's not the best of things. I see. Restore HP and remove all negative status ailments. Removes positive ailments. Or positive effects, I suppose. So really, you would be better off if I trade you for you. Restore HP. And I think, as we've seen Lightning, we will go Snow. Yeah, Snow's the best boy. Snow is the best boy. Snow is the best boy. I bet Snow wouldn't go that high. No. Snow's a real man. He can't go that high. Distracted by Back for Blood. Back for blood. Yes, I'm back. I'm back for blood. Oh, yeah. A big chunk of the cards. Nice. I might have a look at the old Back for Blood. I've got a feeling it might be on offer at the moment, truth be told. I might be wrong. Oh, good lord, it is later than I expected. Ooh, decisions. Do we just carry on doing Colosseum for a little bit longer, or do we actually try and go somewhere productive? I think we can probably go somewhere productive. Figaro, Figaro, Figaro! Castle. So I question again, do you have to do that every time you go to Figaro, Figaro, Figaro Castle? Yes.
Midgar seems to be down for a nice long sleep.
Midgar?
Ah, that's what the place is called. The underground facility you explored.
Huh? Why did you guys name your prison?
Well,
why would you not
it's
name the prison?
Technically speaking, a prison at all.
Huh?
No?
If you name a prison,
A kingdom this size,
it gets known,
we never feel so
and then people won't want to go to
The
it.
men you met down there, those were my guards in disguise.
Dude.
I thought the guy's prices were a little too good to be true.
If I might explain, Figaro's submerging castle has always been in my family, but I was the one who discovered the facility 10 years ago, while trying to figure out how the castle tanked. Excited, I enlisted Shinra's help. We investigated and discovered that the facility was called Midgar and powered by special energy known as Mako.
Well, that's interesting to see they've sort of combined the two.
Teeming with mirages,
I mean, it was fairly obvious from the dungeon layouts that they'd combined the two, but they've officially stated they've combined the two.
There were too many threats down
And by
there.
2, I mean 6 and
Not to
7.
mention it housed my moving castle's power source. And so, of course, I needed a good cover story that would keep even the Federation away.
Suck! Every bit of sucks. What am I doing? Where am I going? Who am I doing? Downstairs. That's where we want to go. We want to go troopsing through the desert. Because unless we do move the castle, it seems very unfair that he's just gone, and now you walk through the desert. What's that? I have a moving castle?
Chapter 16.
I could let you use the moving castle, but I insist you walk.
So Big Bridge, it's off to the west, right?
My first colossal crossing. This is gonna be colossal crossum.
Oh dear. See what I mean about him. Right.
Now I'm getting
Do we actually know what's up this way? Hello. Are you the woman who poisoned me? I'm assuming no, because otherwise... Oh, also that you sound like a bloke. Which is an unfair thing to say. Don't do that in real life. Don't use that as an example for real life behaviour. It's absolutely ridiculous. Surprised that we haven't run into their sand on my boots. I don't know what that is.
Ever get lost in the
Oh, this desert. Yeah. Travellers. Blah, 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 blah. This is where we went originally. There's a snake in my boots. And that's the line from Kefka in FF6. Good lord. I would not have known that off the top of my head. As much as I enjoy Final Fantasy, I fear my memory is just an atrocity to humankind, and therefore distinct lines and references don't often get lodged in there. Well, actually, tell a lie. Distinct lines sometimes do, but in a general, only very specific lines every now and again.
No, that is one big the bridge.
I mean, that's why they call it Big Bridge.
Can't say it doesn't live up to the name.
To say they don't call it Little Bridge, do they? If they called it Little Bridge, this would be impressive. But they call it Big Bridge, so it's Big Bridge. It's a bridge that's big. Behemoth was actually probably better, but still a little tricky. Tricky! SSX tricky!
Getting to the top.
Never really played that game.
Not gonna be
Or
fun.
at least I don't remember playing that game.
obviously. Still, you have to admire it. Who could have built something like this?
I mean, you're assuming it was built.
Nobody ever built it.
Oh, there you go.
Giant summoned it here in 80.
Hey! Can't remember your name. Aiko! I remembered your name.
The name is
I was
Aiko.
told your name, but that's not the
My
point.
job is to look after
Well,
the bridge.
Aiko, fine.
You've come here to cross
She
it,
is
right?
another summoner.
Yeah.
And
You're
she
saying
is
that Big
from...
Bridge isn't man-made. That someone summoned it here. But like,
First, the bridge has a real name. It's
Which one are
Alexander,
you?
in
You
fact.
are...
The Great Mirage.
Yeah, you are 9,
Big
aren't you?
Bridge Alexander.
And there we go. I told you it probably wasn't the actual bridge. It's Alexander.
True. How did I even miss it? I can
Ba-ba-ba.
sense the bridge is the presence.
Dude,
She looks like she can be from 13 or 9. I'm fairly confident Aiko is from
That's why a
9.
summoner like me has to look
Because I
after
think you
him.
meet her fairly late in the game.
so you're a summoner
And
then.
she is a summoner like Garland, yeah. In fact, she is the sort of...
Can I ask
She's the
you
gap
something?
filler for all the summons between her and...
The one and only
is it?
giant
No,
from
not
the
Garland.
hills?
Did I say Garland?
Yeah. That's.
I did say
weird.
Garland, didn't I? And that's entirely wrong.
I guess that
Does begin
means
with a
it's
G,
true.
though. Garnet. I think it's Princess Garnet or Dagger. She tends to be
If the
called Dagger.
prophecy is right,
The female
you better
protagonist
not
in
even think about it.
Final
Don't you
Fantasy
dare
IX.
lead us down the wrong path.
I'll try not to, but in fairness, in this game, there's not really a wrong path.
The Crimson prophecy. The Azure prophecy, it very clearly says
Oh, you mean that
you could bring
sort
us
of path,
salvation or ruin, the divergent futures.
Oh, that's right. Princess Sarah did tell us about the divergence.
wait, the what?
You the meme you forgot? I'm starting to worry. Maybe I shouldn't let you use the bridge.
I don't think you could stop me using the bridge.
We're cool. Me and Rain are totally going to reap the right future.
Sure are.
I realise that was a little bit confrontational, but you know, if you were to try and stand in my way, I would have to beat you down with
The
monsters.
prophecy's about you, not me, right? Go on, you can cross. But don't go causing the apocalypse.
Duly noted.
I'll try to avoid the apocalypse.
So is there some special trick to getting to the tippity top of Alexander? Just get on. I'll handle the wake-up call.
The what?
Alexander's kind of a sound sleeper. So it's my job to step in and sort of get things going. Now, off you go.
Cool. Yes, I was going to say I can always look it up. But in this, I think she is she's part of the group of summoners they've sort of lumped together, which is, oddly enough, I don't remember Dagger being in this one, but I might be wrong. In fairness, I don't know if Zidane or Zidane, whichever way you want to go, I don't remember if he turns up in it. I'd be surprised if he didn't, considering he is the main character in Final Fantasy IX, but so arguably not every single character turned up. I'm just doing due diligence, my due map diligence. Always like to check I haven't missed a treasure chest of some kind. You never know. Oh, no, we can go a little bit further out without actually leaving. Just try and hope for the best. Oh, hey. A lot of Isaac is just knowing how the various items interact, which they keep changing, but that's not fair. Mum's knife and tiny planet. Tiny planet! It's the tiniest planet that you'll ever see. Tiny planet. Used to be nearly impossible, but now it's much better. That's good. I've already been that side. Let's. I will just pop to the save point. Never pass up the opportunity to save. I still haven't actually done any experience yet, have I? So, yeah, no, nothing. Oh, but I will on this occasion, since I will get some experience for them, and it'll be a bit more fun. I will go back to my ultimate summons grouping. Grouping of ultimate summons. In fairness, I think these are two of the best summons in the game that I've got. Valfor was a fantastic summon from 10, yes. And Ifrit, all-time classic, and just keeps getting better and better every iteration he gets, I think.
Hang on to your tidy white chocobos.
Although I must admit, Final Fantasy X's Ifrit was particularly good.
Ready when you are.
In fact, all of the summons.
Thanks, Eiko.
All of the summons in Final Fantasy X were very good. Although I think the Shiva sisters were slightly better in 13, mostly because it was two of them that turned into a motorbike. Plus, I suppose I might be biased because I really like snow, but
Hey, Rain?
I've got a bad feeling.
we've all got bad feelings about this.
Have a nice lift, guys.
I don't think I was briefed on this situation.
Okay. I know that you're over there. I suppose you want to cross the bridge too?
Well, that thing flies, so I doubt they need
My
it.
business is here
They
with
need to
you,
cross the bridge.
Summoner.
The Plumed Knight. The Knight of Plumage. Beautiful plumage.
An Esper as I thought.
Nothing to do with the bloody plumage.
Look upon me now.
Paris is dead.
Am I truly your
Yes, that's why I took its feathers and stuffed it in my armour.
Fenrir. Your place is here by my side.
And I believe Fenrir was her
As
first
you wish.
summon in
But I hope you
Final Fantasy
indulge me
IX
with
as
a
well.
better fight than that mist dragon with the other girl.
And I think it was quite an
Other girl?
effective summon, in fairness.
You mean Rydia?
I must admit,
No!
Fenrir in this is a little bit lackluster.
Soon you
I
will
think
know
Fenrir
your
in Final
hero.
Fantasy IX was a little bit more spectacular looking. This one's a bit sort of, it's a dog with spikes. I mean, it's quite plausible that in Final Fantasy IX it was a dog with spikes. In fact, I might look that up. Have you done anything other than look up things on the internet throughout this entire stream? No, I don't think I have.
And here, I thought gravity was the worst that could happen to us.
From
we there
Fantasy.
yet?
I guess.
Really? The one and only one they're not giving me is fucking Final Fantasy IX as the sort of quick thing. Oh yeah, no, he looks way better in Final Fantasy 9.
Don't tell me Alexander
I mean, he's still
went back to sleep.
kind of a spiky
Oh,
wolf,
no.
but
We have to do the rest of this on foot?
it's a
Looks like we
lot
have
more
no
designed
choice.
and interesting
Dude, why?
as a spiky wolf. Whereas the spiky wolf in this is just a bit... Especially the problem is I think we've already seen it, technically. Now... Now see. I do have the slight urge to run all the way down this path, because I think they might sneak a little treasure chest at the end of this path. But I also think I might be being tricked, and that's not going to be the case. But we're sort of halfway there now. When you're there, you're there. When you're here, you're here. And when you're neither here nor there, you were halfway there. I don't know. There's a song in there somewhere. When you're up, oh, that's it. When you're up, you're up. And when you're down, you're down. And when you're neither up nor down, you're I don't know the rest of it. I can't remember. But there is a song in there somewhere. Anyway, let's Libra these bull things. Minotaurs, I suppose, technically. A brother tour! Oh, I suppose these are either going to evolve into or are simply based on the brothers from Final Fantasy VIII, I would assume. Are they the ones I'm thinking of? Yeah, I think they are. Which were hilariously entertaining, I think. So where's my... That's the wrong character. Just twat him, then see what happens. Well, he took a fair amount of damage, but we should be able to use Trem. No, we don't have Tremble anymore. Oh, we got Sandstorm. Sandstorm will do nicely. That's an Earth attack. Perfect. That's what we want. Both of them. Let's twat that one once more. Then maybe Subdue to really sort of... Where's my Subdue gone? Oh, I've changed bloody what's it tonight, so... I do not have Subdue. Okay, well in that case we'll try and imprison it now then. Now, do we dare... Could you not stack critical? Go on, have one more. Okay, that's not too bad. Now let's do a full-on imprisonment effort. See if we can't get the imprisonments. Yes, we can. Superb brother tour. Anyway, so if you've not seen the brothers summon from Final Fantasy VIII, I would highly recommend looking it up. But the general cliff notes of the summon of the brothers in Final Fantasy VIII is you summon them. I think they do arrive fairly awesomely, but then they get distracted by one another and they play rock, paper, scissors. Now I'm saying this based off of memory, so bits and pieces might be wrong, but I think I'm getting the broad strokes. They play rock, paper, scissors. Oh, that's alright, okay. I'm remembering it a bit more. So I think the big brother enters and raises a big piece of rock above his head, and it's like, oh yes! And then I think you then pan down to the little brother, who's like, rock, paper, scissors? And they do rock, paper, scissors, and the little brother wins every single time. And so the big brother gets really furious, and he launches himself up into the air with this big giant boulder thing, and comes slamming back down onto the earth and damages pretty much all the enemies, I think, is the idea. I think most of the summons in Final Fantasy VIII damaged all enemies. But it is one of the more entertaining ones. Also, in fairness, I think Final Fantasy VIII had some of the best summons in a Final Fantasy series, because Final Fantasy VIII introduced, and I think it might be the only time he was in it, Doom Train, which was a big train of doom that would go clickety-clack, biddly-bong across the tracks and run over the enemies. It was fantastic. I also quite like Diablo as well. Diablo's not often around, but he has certainly appeared, I think, more than just Final Fantasy VIII. A bovine bully who specialises in topple attacks. That club he's swinging is a force to be reckoned with. Wandered out of a labyrinth one day and never looked back. Brother Tour will do, because as I say, I'm fairly certain they're referencing the brothers summon. But leave it with Seraphy, because I'm fine with my team at the moment, to be honest. I likes my team. Rock beats Goblin. Rock beats most people, in fairness. If you have a rock in your hand and they have nothing, You're going to beat them. You're going to beat them black and blue. Right, what I might do is I'll check this area. Disappointed! There was no secret treasure. You bastards! Why would you not give me the secret treasure I came looking for? I bet there's a secret treasure on the other side. So you have to go all the way up and then all the way down. Or they just want to annoy you by not putting in secret treasures. How dare you, Final Fantasy? How dare you not put in the secret treasure chests I demand? I don't think anybody's particularly strong against wind, so yeah, Wind Rhapsody. Whoops, that was Libra. Excellent. Excellent. You are the worst at pushing buttons. Please, why don't you get better at pushing buttons? Yes, if you did, then you would not be pushing my buttons. Is that a single target? Yeah, single target. That's fine. Energy Ray's probably multi-target. Cura! We've got back to Cura, I suppose, because we've got the Moogle on our head. And when we've got a Moogle on our head, we get Cura. When we get the Moogle, when we get the Moogle, when we get the Moogle on my head. Sandstorm wouldn't be too bad. I mean, just attacking normally would probably suffice, to be perfectly honest. Oh, well, a little Tonberry friend. Actually, I don't know. It might be the baby Tonberry this time. Obviously, a lot of the others we've seen have been not baby Tomberries. They've been Paleberries and other variants. Or the Bonnet Berry. But this might actually be, because it's got just about the right sort of clothing colour. Although it looks a bit more yellow, but we'll see. I'm deliberately getting rid of the bombs before I concentrate on it. Because I don't think I've scanned it. No. Oh, it is baby Tonberry. There you go. Officially a baby Tonberry. We'll get the official scan just so we know, but I'm assuming it's hit it down to a certain amount. Oh, just physical attacks. Oh, that makes it even easier. Anyway, let's try and imprison the bad boy. Bad boy, bad boy. Don't know why I have to do it in that strange voice. Bad boy, bad boy. I think it's because years and years ago, when I say this, I think Australians just say it normally. This is their normal version of the word. Possibly Americans as well. But the thing that floats in the ocean, I would consider that to be a buoy. Probably from the word buoyant. So it's a buoy. But it is spelt like B-O-U-Y, which is why I'm assuming it comes from the word buoyant. But there was a video game on the PlayStation 2, and I believe a lot of the sort of narration was an Australian voice. And he used to go, in the training session, it was, what you got to do is ride out to the buoy. And it just always made me chuckle, because it was like, buoy? What's a buoy? A buoy knife, maybe, but not a thing that sits in the ocean. You want to go get that buoy? So, bad buoys, bad buoys. What you gonna do? Gonna float there all day, bad buoys. Well, I suppose actually, if you were bad buoys, you wouldn't be floating, would you? If being that a buoy is meant to do one thing, which is float. If you were a bad buoy, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you, bad boy? Very much, bad boys sink, which sounds like the tagline. Bad boys sink. Baby or not, this Tonberry has it out for you. Watch out for that petty grudge. Listen, kid, we don't know where you got that, but put it down. Knives aren't toys. Do you actually have a knife on you? I don't think it actually does, unless they have secreted a knife in the sleeves there. Looks good, baby Tonberry will survive. No, I'm not convinced. But maybe one of its moves does allow you to use chef's knife. Well, I suppose maybe, I don't know. Would it be like butter knife for the baby Tonberry? He's not quite upgraded to the chef's knife. He can only use butter knives at the moment. I'm going to butter your biscuit, which sounds a lot more threatening than it is. Because really, it's just, someone comes at you with a butter knife going, I'm going to butter that biscuit you've got. Although I must admit, if someone came at me and said, I'm going to butter your biscuit, I'd be like, no, I don't want butter on these biscuits. I mean, granted, butter probably wouldn't ruin a biscuit by any stretch of your imagination, but I think the phrase comes from America. And of course biscuits are sort of more of a... For anybody who doesn't know, only you probably already know this, being American. But for anybody unaware, I believe the biscuit is a roll of some kind. Slightly closer to a scone, I think. Sort of a scone-ish roll. But I believe it is savoury. Well, scones are savoury in fairness as well, aren't they? Scones are both. Depends on what you stick on them. They're indifferent. They don't define themselves as sweet or savoury. They're non-sweet, non-savoury. Actually, that would make them non-food, oddly enough. But I'm trying to figure out, like, the non-binary form of bread, which I suppose arguably is still non-binary, isn't it? Because binary is 2, non is I'm not one of the 2. So a biscuit is... a scone is a non-binary flavour thing. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Whatever it is, it's weird and nonsense and should probably be stopped immediately. It's fine. Just carry on running up this hill. This pointless hill that you forced me to run up after I went down there looking for treasure. Damn you. Why would you do this to me? I hate that you did it. I hate that you made me run down the hill. What we'll do is we'll save it. And I will just pop back and have a look in the Mirage Who's Who. We'll go back to the Ninewood Hills. Have a look in the Who's Who just for Aiko. As I say, I am 99% certain it is Final Fantasy 9. And she is basically the second summoner you get. And slightly better as well, I think. Because I think Dagger is kind of not bad at summoning, but better at sort of white magic. Well, even that might be wrong. I think Aiko might just be better. But I think it's because Aiko was raised, was meant to be... This is slight spoilers for Final Fantasy 9, and I do apologise slightly, but Aiko was meant to have been raised as a summoner, whereas Dagger, not quite so much. In fact, I think Dagger had her powers sealed, if memory serves. So her familiar is Fenrir. She is 6 years old, a summoner with a horn! Precocious, Big Bridges caretaker. She doesn't sound 6. No. And World of Origin Final Fantasy IX. The one where every German goes, yes, it is Final Fantasy. Or yeah, it is Final Fantasy. That would have been a slightly better joke, wouldn't it? The joke is 9 is no in Final Fantasy. In German. Yes, 9 is no in Final Fantasy talk. And 9 is no in German. So Final Fantasy 9 is Final Fantasy no. That's the joke. One of the Pleiad, Nether Nebula Gardener? Yes, Gardener. He gardens in the Nether. Lord of Fire spends time at the gym? I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say he has that beefy arms. We can examine him a little bit more. How beefy are her arms? I mean, he certainly skips leg day. And yeah, I'd give it you. You got beefy arms. In fairness, arguably, he does have muscles all over the place, doesn't he? He has muscles on his muscles. And a little nublet where his penis would be. Because they didn't want to suggest he didn't have a penis, but they also decided we probably can't put a penis in. I do like his little goatee. I mean, he is quite goatee in general, generally speaking, but the actual beard he's got. Ifrit has been around since the FF summoning system made its debut. Refer to them as Espers, GFs, Eidolons, Aeons, Avatars, Primals, whatever you want. But if there's a supernatural superforce to call on, you can bet Ifrit is somewhere in the lineup. Along with Shiva and Ramur, he's one of the most familiar faces in the summon community. The Nether Nebula. Some mirages, especially those known as Espers, have been summoned to Grimoire from their various home worlds. Espers cannot travel between worlds on their own, and as a rule of thumb, only appear outside their home worlds, when called there by summoners. However, there are some places, like the Nether Nebula, where the barrier between worlds is thin enough to make the crossing. Any other Oh, Shiva's got some more information as well. I suppose this is where we fought them in the arena. So I think it's... Oh no, we've definitely seen that bit. We've definitely seen that bit. Oh, it might be this first sentence, I suppose. Shiva. I was going to call her Sylvia. Don't know why. I mean, perfectly reasonable name for her. But her actual name is Shiva. Shiva has been diamond dusting ever since the summoning system made its debut, and like Ifrit and Ranur, she's a core member of the FF lineup who has shown up in almost every Final Fantasy since. And eventually we might be able to get our hands on her. It might end up being not necessarily her. It might just be a variant of Shiva. Again, I wouldn't say no to having the Shiva sister one. Because I likes the Shiva sister. Is that the right one? I think it is, yes. Yes, it is. We'll shoot back out to the big bridge. And then save it and put it away, methinks. Big bridge! By going upstairs. Big bridge by going downstairs. And we should be able to save it happily enough. Save, save, save. I'll tell you one other thing we could have a look in on, especially since we've got some people who would have gained lots of points, is looking on our abilities. Blank space, meh, defense will do me nicely, I think. I should use the blank spaces more often, I know. It's just, I think you have to commit something to it, and it's like, oh, I don't know if I want to. Okay, well, 44 or higher we're not going to get to. Oh, is that? Oh, 29 or higher. No, okay, fair dues. I can't do anything with him. I might be able to put him through. Yeah. Some of the. Truth be told, I don't know for certain. But I think the stat upgrades you get. You don't get the abilities, but you do get the stat upgrades, which is unfortunate that this guy doesn't seem to have any stat upgrades. But there you go. I don't have any XP left. Oh, you have 0 points. Should pay attention before I click the button, it's more efficient. But Ifrit with 21 points. Punch it. Strength, go on. I mean, if you're punching it, strength makes a degree of sense to go for first. Fire makes some degree of sense. Counter, not a terrible option, but sometimes can get in the way. But ultimately, I mean, I am probably going to want to build out towards that anyway. Well, we'll do Blaze. HP and then enhanced fire, that'll do nicely. And then, yeah, the magic will do. Finish off that little eye area. The Coup Pirate might have something, yeah, pharmacology. But again, I'm not 100% sure if they get the abilities overlapping. As I say, I'm fairly certain they do get stat overlaps, but a lot of the abilities I've been through and lost. And don't know, you know, I'm unable to find them again. You don't have anything, you don't have anything. Val 4, of course. I suppose arguably this again is perhaps meant to be just a variant of Val 4. It's not the Val 4. I don't know if I'd be willing to sort of start from scratch again. We'll go there, but I still won't be able to afford Energy Ray, which is fine. So there is another mystery Mirage board there. Which is intriguing. I think I might save up for Energy Ray on this occasion. Likewise, oh no, I got rid of my dragon, didn't I? That's almost a shame. But I mean, to a certain extent, I prefer Ifrit. So, oh, no, not travel. I want to save it again. Don't want to have done all those adjustments for nothing. No siree. And there we go. Return to the title screen. Return to the titillating title screen. And just remind me once what game we were playing?
World of Final Fantasy.
That's right. Just one quick thing. What game were we about to quit?
World of Final Fantasy.
That's the one. That's the one. And what game are we going to be playing next week? No, the week after, probably. Well, maybe not even that, actually. I don't know. Because I think basically you've got Christmas next week, where we probably won't be doing
World of Final Fantasy.
Which is fair enough. And then I think the week afterwards, you've got New Year. So again, I don't think I'll be doing
World of Final Fantasy.
But the following week I probably will. So we're probably taking a 2-week gap until early January, where we'll be playing
World of Final Fantasy.
Now see, that one I recognise, that was Lightning's voice. Not all of them spring out as recognisable voices, but Lightning's, I suppose because I've been recently playing Final Fantasy 13, and she's just recently been in the game, she does tend to sort of leap in and be very much a sort of thing. Recognisable voice, that's what I'm going for. Oh, hey, yeah, diddly bay, ooty boopity boopa, and a bippity bop, bippity 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 boot up, bippity bippity bop bop doo, bippity 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 bip bop doo boo bop bop bop. I'm now just reading things, doing my admin things, and dealing with stuff. Not a lot of stuff, but some stuff. Let's have a look at this thing. I think it's probably not worth doing a raid. I kinda want at least 3 people, and I think I've only got 2 people, but that's fine, I suppose. Right, yes. I think it's a case of let's not do the thing. Let's move on. Oh, what is that game? Oh, I'm assuming is that Halo? Yes, it is. I just saw a first-person shooter on the front page of Twitch, and it was mildly intriguing because it's like, oh, shiny and flashy and colourful, and therefore intriguing to the eye. Drew the eye. Oh, could you work? Thank you. Could you work? Thank you. Goofy comedy songs. I will try and check them out probably a little bit later because I've got to figure out what I'm doing for dinner, which is always a thing. Interim slideshow. Here we go. If you are after some more gaming goodness tonight, I think I'm preaching to the choir, but nonetheless, you have Mr. Caliber. And I think he suggested he was doing something new.
Oh, I do not think I can make that jump.
Which I suppose is fair enough.
Or maybe I can. There's a ledge there. Hit! No, you! No! No, my wife! That was my fault. That was my fault. I did that. I did that to myself. I switched my controller off in accidental rage.
I'm not sure what I'll be doing for Christmas either. There's not a lot planned. I mean, technically, I could probably stream for Christmas, but it seems like not the done thing. And I don't think many people would be present, but nonetheless. Especially, I probably wouldn't on Christmas Day, but New Year's Day I might be able to, assuming... Is it literally the week? Yeah, it is. So, yeah. Probably be back on the 8th for SaturJay RPG, but I mean, Wednesday and Thursday will crop up before that. And I see no reason not to do Wednesday and Thursday. I mean, it's only really SaturJay RPG that's going to perhaps take a break because of the fact that Christmas and New Year are both upon the thing. And in a few days you age. Well, happy birthday for a few days. If I don't, feel free to highlight it on the Discord. And I mean, you won't get much, but you'll get a happy birthday. But yeah, happy birthday if I don't say happy birthday again in the future. But yes, enjoy your new aging, level your character sheet up, and try to avoid the old resistance stat. I hear it is useless. Is it resistance? I can never remember. I usually end up having to look it up if I try and make that joke. It's because I like the joke, I just don't know Dark Souls well enough. But I believe resistance in Dark Souls is the most pointless stat to increase. Anyway, your other option tomorrow. So Malice Caliber is tonight at 9 o'clock. Your option for tomorrow night's entertainment at 9 o'clock is Mr. Can't Sleep Must Paint.
Oh shit, Blue Bush. I'm sorry, I didn't look at this earlier.
I imagine it's quite difficult to ship Blue
The
Bush.
shading on those goddamn diamonds.
He's not a large man, but equally, he's not a small man. Shitting Blue Bush would be very difficult.
Jesus Christ.
I'm curious what...
Need an eye and back break before I lose my mind, yeah.
Curious what model that was.
Oh man, I can't stop staring at that leg.
Oh, no, now I know exactly what model that was. It was the Harley Quinn one, wasn't it? I believe that's the one where you dual-wield shields. Interesting. I mean, there are several things where you dual-wield shields. It's just I don't remember what I said to prompt that statement. But I might be just silly. I do feel like you've ended up with quite a delay, which I think is possibly because it has been dropping a few frames, but it does feel like maybe you're rocking a delay, and therefore that's why I might have completely blanked on what did I say? I don't know. God damn it. I feel like I said something now. I mean, I know Valhalla. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, you can dual wield shields. That was actually mildly amusing. Just going up to people going, boof! Boof! I'm a tank! Boof! Boof! But ultimately, I think the most entertaining combo was two giant swords. I found, anyway. Although dual-wielding most weapons worked quite well. Dual-wielding two different weapons was quite good as well. In fact, every single combination you could do in Assassin's Creed Valhalla was exceptional. Assassin's Creed Valhalla was very, very good. It was a very entertaining game. Anyway, I will say cheerio and then turn the stream off. So here goes nothing. Cheerio.